back, everyone. I love that you waited with that question till I couldn't really refute it anymore, JD. Thank you very much. So basically, as the trailer was going, JD was like, "Oh, by the way, my character is an elk. Bye." I'm like, "What? Well, okay, I guess that happens now." It's your elk. I will not take any responsibility for elk death and/or mutilation. But sure, you have an elk.
Okay.
So we're back with our lovely warriors, the guys that have decided to join Summer's army. And here they are, all ready to go and all ready to help us all out. Let's do a quick round of introductions. Laura, would you like to start us off? Who are you? Why are you? And what are you playing today?
Hi, I'm Laura. Why am I? I wasn't expecting like real philosophical questions. But who I'm playing today is Sethri, who is a human warlock who made a pact of the chain with an archfey. So she is here to help the cause of Summer for her patron.
That is very nice. That is actually super appropriate for the setting and will definitely help. JD, what about you?
I'm John the Wanderer, or JD. I'm playing Cassiopeia. She's a Oath of the Crown, Eladrin, currently Summer paladin. Technically, my patron is the Raven Queen, but there's multiple things going on at once. Don't worry about it. I heard a call for the Summer, and that's what I'm about. And got my elk Xantavius that I'm riding on.
The Raven Queen is here for Summer as well. I mean, she has to keep that pale complexion, of course. She wouldn't be out tanning,
sure.
but she gets the cause. Yeah. Rob,
can't be outdone by winter.
Yeah, Rod, how are you today, Rob? And what are you playing? Who are you playing?
I'm doing very well, thank you. I'm playing Old Hankel Mankel, just a very old human who's just here to go on one last adventure before he kicks the bucket.
That was a voice that happened. I didn't expect that. And Frax, our Meatgrinder veteran, and Fuck Me Up Fam veteran. How are you today? And who are you playing?
I'm doing great today. This time I'm playing Eric Crocker, professional assassin, who's over here to see if he can get a vacation house up in the mountains. I mean, if you're gonna get anything from a Summer King, might as well get the vacation house.
That is very simple.
I mean, they're very hard to come by.
We started with philosophy. We end up with capitalism. That happened. Brilliant. But of course, these are our starting warriors of Summer's army. As they progress and as they most likely die, let's be honest, because that will happen eventually, they will be replaced by other players, and hopefully together, combined, we can defeat the Winter King eventually. To help us with that as well, of course, our sponsors are making sure that the stream goes off without a hitch, making sure that the players are having a good time. We use Fantasy Grounds, for example, for our dice rollers. For our longer campaigns, we use World Anvil to, build that world, build that lore that everyone needs, everyone loves. And if you have a closer look at the following video, well, you'll find out a little bit more about who supports the stream. We will start the show right afterwards.
Past Charlie here to tell you about a few of our sponsors. Fantasy Grounds is our virtual tabletop of choice, providing us access to roles, tokens, maps, and more. You can try it today for free at fantasygrounds.com. While you're there, why not check out Fantasy Grounds Unity? World Anvil is a remarkable resource, whether you're a writer, GM, or player, organizing your campaign notes or building an entire world. Get forging today for free at worldanvil.com. And before we get into today's game, we'd like to shout out our friends at Andrews McMeel Publishing, who published the wonderful game Zweihander. If you haven't checked that out, you can catch it here on Wednesdays. We'd also like to mention Modifius, who manage and produce a wide range of RPGs. Whether you feel like being dishonored, exploring a tale from the loop, or boldly going with Star Trek adventures, why not check out Modifius.com?
And that's us back and ready to start the game. Hello, everyone. And also hello to our viewers on YouTube. If you ever want to hop onto one of our streams, hop onto our Discord, or even play in the Meatgrinder, then please check out the links below and let us know who your favorite warrior today was. We've got a couple of, let's just say, curveballs for you. But to start off our battle for Mourner's Mound, some of you are quite new to the Feywild, but for some of you, it's really your home. It's a strange place, really. It's a strange place full of personality. That's really it when you think about it. It's a place where every creature, every tree, every flower, every bloody rock is just brimming with personality, and everything's alive in capital letters. But everything that's alive has a want, a need, a deep-seated drive. And when the Feywild, it's where all of this is coming clashing together in a cacophonous chatter that sometimes sounds like a choir singing quite heavenly. Sometimes it's like the death screams of reason itself, and you are caught in the middle of a crescendo as old as the Feywild itself. It's the everlasting war between summer and winter, life and death, wake and sleep. Winter has ruled for long enough. It is time. The time of stillness must be over, and the Feywild itself has decided that the Winter King needs to lay down his crown. Unfortunately, like most things in the Feywild, the Winter King is not someone to be reasoned with, and even with his fortress taken, many of his generals defeated, he is making one last stand at Mourner's Mound. It's a deserted, vast hilltop on which the coldness is everlasting, and the snowstorms howl eternal, and his powers thrive beyond comparison. You have followed Aostra's call, famed general of the Summer King, to put an end to winter's rule, and whoever deals the final blow will not go unrewarded. The Feywild knows only one currency, favors, and a favor owed by the Summer King, that's priceless. So, Sethri, you are standing with Summer's army. What do you look like? Who are you in this endless sea of brave faces of warriors, fighters, mages, fools? Who are you, and what exactly are you fighting for? What was the favor that you would be wanting from Summer's King?
I am very sorry, Fae Court, but the secretary, I must interrupt, for I have a lot of news. It has been very busy here between the worlds. I've just come running in from the prime material, and I have much to tell you. Okay, so first up, Tom sends lots of love to his wife, Laura, and 6 advantages, but also sends 2 advantages to you, my good game master. Additionally, Black Cats has sent you an advantage. I think Black Cats believes that winter is coming. Haha, tie-in. And finally, we have a massive donation from Kai Hawkeye, £50, an advantage for everybody and the rest for their children. Thank you all so much, and I believe, Mistress, you have a shout out for Chai, who donated early to the stream.
I had a thing for that planned, Kobold.
Okay, forget I mentioned it. Goodbye.
Thank you very much, guys, for getting those donations started. I can see the bar on stream already being filled to half, and we barely even started. My god, that's bloody amazing. And Laura, use all those advantage. A, you'll need it, and B, you know, we're here for a good time, not for a long time. But as you are standing within that lineup of brave soldiers, who are you in terms of what do you look like and why are you here?
So Sethri is actually a very average-looking human. She has long black hair, sort of short, definitely not as interesting looking as many of the others around her, but she does have a tiny little sprite who continues to fly around her head and chatter at her in Sylvan.
Oh,
And
That's really sweet.
And why I'm here, I hope that if I kill the Winter King, I can be made a fae myself.
Nice. Now, Cassiopeia, as you
Yes.
are you sitting on your elk?
I suppose. I mean, if we're getting ready, then yeah, I probably would be.
Nice.
Sitting on Zentavius, yeah.
Probably
Just hanging
wouldn't be
out.
the only one with a steed. So yeah. You think on that elk throning sort of above everyone else. What is the favor the Summer King would grant you?
So unfortunately, my best friend and partner was killed, and so the Raven Queen made me a deal that once, in death, I could be with her. But I would like to ask the Summer King to have her restored so that I could be with her in life, and that's kind of my thing.
Getting emotions about killing you. Oh God. Let's quickly
Cool.
move on.
I'm happy. I'm happy about it.
Quickly
I'm
move on to
Henkel.
Henkel Menkel. What is your position in that stand-up, in that line-up just now? What's your favor?
So probably just like the line goes, and then Henkel's just a lot shorter than everyone else. White hair, scruffy beard, liver spots, and he's just really here for the fight, the final adventure. Any wish or favor would be a bonus. I'm not quite sure he's thought that quite far ahead.
And of course, Ur, the Abercockra. What is your position? Are you fighting, ready to go, or are you a little bit scared? And what's the favor the Summer King should grant you?
So, Ur is a black vulture, currently fluttering about 10 feet above everybody else, just seeing the battlefield. And he's hoping, like I said previously, to ask the Summer King for a nice vacation house where he and his family can go for a lovely vacation.
Very sweet. And you're, like I said, not the only folks there. You see a lot of various races. You see a lot of people, mages, fighters, creatures. There's an owl bear sort of group just next to you, gearing up, getting ready. You see the breath getting like big fog clouds in the very cold air. And to your other side, you see a furbolg with black fur, with black wool, actually, all over. It's not just the big hair, and my God, that hair is big. It's almost like that fur is covering her whole. And she has a little staff by her side as well. She's a little bit on the older side, and she's been chatting to one of the younger warriors, trying to help them out, trying to make sure that they're brave, make sure that they're steadfast. Don't you worry. Don't you worry, you'll come back out alive on the other side, and then summer will come, the snow will melt, and we'll all have fun in the sun. No, don't cry, be brave, my dear. And she looks around to you. Oh, look at these brave folks right there. They don't have they're not scared. No, look at their weapons. Ooh, that's a sharp sword right there. Look at that beautiful plumage as well. And she reaches out her hand. I bless you all, my friends. May the Summer King be with you. And you get, you know what, Chai, for that 25 donation you gave us earlier before the strings start, I'm going to roll 48. And you roll 14. You get 16 temporary hit points.
Wow, thank you.
So thanks to Chai for that,
who
couldn't make it with her character who was supposed to play as well. So her character, Meryl, the black sheep furbolg, is helping you out. And you see that Eostra is getting ready for the charge. She too is riding on a beautiful creature that is elk-like, but the antlers are more like branches, large branches of a tree, little glowing lights within the vines and flowers. And Mourner's Mound is surrounded by you guys, by your troops. It's a difficult stand to break, though, the Winter King's last stand, because he has conjured up an ice storm that is protecting the mound. And Eostra is collecting every sliver of her might to fight back that storm and to allow her troops the chance to breach into the Winter King's isolation. She gears up, her steed rises up as well, and you see the magic from the little glowing blossoms and from herself trying to fight that storm, those palisades really made of floating ice, of swirling ice. And you see little breaches every now and then, things opening up, and she screams, "Charge!" as those breaches are big enough for you to charge through. What do you do?
I charge.
Let's charge
Good!
through.
That's exactly what I wanted to hear.
Charge!
So you charge, you scream, you shout, you psych yourself up, and you run into the blizzard. Everyone make me a con roll, please, a con save.
Can I use one of my advantages?
Absolutely you can. You probably should use them while you have them, is my
Yes, I
general
would like
advice
to
for meat grinders.
One of my advantages.
Go for it. So, ooh, that's not bad what I'm seeing here. It's not bad at all.
I'm
that's
very
nice.
okay with it. I crit.
Yep.
Amazing. So everyone
Here it
who
goes.
rolled above a 15, you only take 6 cold damage.
Good.
Everyone who rolled above a 10,
Mm-hmm.
you check those 6 cold damage, and you have disadvantage on your next turn.
Cool.
Everyone
about
who rolled
under 10?
below a 10, you have the 6 cold damage, you have disadvantage on your next turn, and you have 1 level of exhaustion.
Oh, great.
Keep
It's starting
track of those things, please. So you enter that whirlwind of razor sharp sleet and pummeling debris, and the bitter cold draws the breath from your lung, brings tears to your eyes, really. Oh, Chips, thank you very much. I see more donations coming in. Are we doing another blizzard? Is this another blizzard? Yeah. Please. Or are you trying to help someone? Let us know. I'm personally opting or hoping for the blizzard, but that's just me, really. And yeah, Charity, yeah, Charlie, yeah. Advantage used. Yeah, let us know what you want for those £20 and we'll make it happen. But like I said, as you're breaching the palisades, you sort of hunker down, you try and brace yourselves and push on through the ice, through the storm. You feel a little cuts, you feel your face going numb, but eventually you stumble out and you can breathe again. The wind still tugs at your armor, at your clothes, and the snow and the ice is still tormenting you, but you have managed to push through. You see others stumbling out as well. You see people falling to their knees, trying to catch their breath. Many soldiers emerge, not all of them though. And before you, you see the frozen waste. And you see remains of those that have managed to breach before you, but didn't quite get much further than that. You see distorted limbs stick out of the snow at painful angles. You see broken blades scattered, claw marks on boulders and ridges of fairly unnatural ice walls right in the middle of that hilltop. It's a little bit odd. You hear the roar of the blizzard as well, and in the distance you hear clattering of weapons and screams of exhaustion, pain, desperate dedication to a never-ending cause. You see some humanoids fighting. You see fake creatures, small sprites, large furry monstrosities. The owlbears come out as well next to you. Their breath is now really floating through the area, filling the area like a sea of steam. Roll me a quick perception check, everyone.
Oh, nice.
Thanks, Chips. I just saw what it is. So, what do we have here? 2013, 22.
Hold on.
All right. So, Frax, Laura.
I need to roll with disadvantage. It's 15.
That is very true. Well, that's fine then. So, Laura, as you're seeing those little ice walls with the jagged edges that are just seemingly out of nowhere in the middle of that field, you notice the angle is a little bit strange. It's almost like angled upwards, like it's coming from above in a cone. And that roar you were hearing earlier, you thought it was the blizzard behind you, but actually that roar is now coming from above you. And you see it's a silhouette almost. It's against the grey skies. At first it's hard to see, but it's becoming larger. A small dot, larger and larger, 2 wings, a long, powerful body ending in an icicle spike tail, and yep, it's a dragon. We're rolling another con save.
Okay.
I think I'll use my advantage on this one.
Yeah, same.
Or can we decide before or after we see the first roll, or does it have to be before?
No, it's after as well. If
Okay, then I'll save it. Yeah, I'll save it since I got a 21.
Yeah.
Do I have time to cast aid?
No.
Sorry.
Unless it's a reaction. If it's a reaction, then you have.
It's not.
No. So, Chips, are you okay with me making that blizzard into a full-blown dragon breath? I surely hope so, because I was, originally planning to just have this be the tail end and half damage. But I think we're taking the full 10d8. That is...
I just want to confirm, do I have disadvantage on this?
If you got disadvantage from the blizzard earlier, then yes. 15.
Okay, that's 2 natural 20s in a row.
Did you just double crit that?
I believe so, yeah, I believe so.
Why I'm giving them the full thing, 27. Aw, that's 2 ones. So 41 cold damage. What? Everyone who passed, half that to 20.
Okay.
Everyone who did not pass, yes.
Would my uncanny dodge also have the half?
Yes, I believe so. Uncanny dodge is just double checking.
When an attacker that you can see hits you with an attack, you can use your reaction to halve the attack damage.
I mean, technically it's a save, but you know what? Half it. It's fine. I have more in Pecho.
Woohoo.
I'm pretty sure that meant the little sprite went poof.
Oh yeah. Oh, by the way, you're elk as well.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Even if
he
saved that, he went poof.
He's gone.
It's a 15. Yeah.
How dare you, Winter King! There will be revenge for Xantavius!
So you see that dragon coming towards you, but then you notice that it's not really coming towards you at all. It saw the huge group of owlbears, and that is the main target of its dragon breath cone. Unfortunately, you are caught in the collateral really there, and you are also being half frozen. How are you looking? Did anyone drop from this?
Still good.
Nope.
But the sprite that was flittering... Sorry?
Yeah, the sprite definitely got icicled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The sprite flittering above your head, it's just as you were looking up, just as you were looking at that ice wall, you could hear it and someone in your ear, "Oh, look out! From above! Oh no!" And then the ice waste is hitting you, and the sprite, you feel the connection to it. Gone. The elk is frozen in a almost statuesque manner, just as it was rearing up. It's almost like it was trying to protect you, Cassiopeia, because with the rearing up, the breath, it protected your body from it. It took the brunt of it. You are thrown off the back, but you managed to pick yourself up, the floor around you frozen. Feel free to react to that. The dragon is...
Is there cover or something that we can be in so we are not out in the open again?
That ice wall is still there, and in fact there is another ice wall there, also encasing the poor owlbear group.
Okay. Maybe moving
dragon
cover
is-
behind the ice wall so it doesn't see us coming back.
Good call. The dragon is still floating there for a second, still checking out the battlefield. So, Sethra, you call out to everyone, quickly hide?
Yes. Yes.
Roll me a stealth roll, everyone.
As we
also
run
think-
over,
Yep.
Henkel's like, "Whoo, that's chilly!" and just take off after Sethri.
So you're hiding quickly underneath. You find a little ridge, basically, where you can duck underneath. And also, while you do that, thank you very much, chat, for hitting our double sub goal today, and of course the retweets. My God, this is great. I also have to double check what I promised you for that.
I'm going to use my advantage.
So. How's that stealth looking?
Not
Call
very
out,
good.
please, just because I
I
have a
got
lot of screens
22.
open just now. Yeah, you can
10.
duck underneath.
15.
15, and what was that, Rob? Sorry? Or
I got a whole
JD?
9.
A whole 9.
Yeah, I
So,
got
ankle
10.
mangle, and, or you're still trying to find your footing on the ice, but oh god, it's creeping into every bone. You feel it frozen from the inside. You're numb. It takes you a while to get underneath that ridge. But luckily for you, as you do that, the dragon is trying to use its tail to whip at you and the owlbears all together, but it only manages to hit the owlbear group. And while they shatter into thousands of pieces, you notice something strange flying from one of the owlbear riders. It's a little satchel, and you go to pick it up. You fuck it. You quickly run over. Let's say Henkel. You quickly run over to pick up that satchel, and you then join your fellow soldiers underneath the ice wall. You open the satchel up, and you find a 44 plus 4 health potion. Well, 4 of them, actually, for each and every one of you. That is the retweet goal reached. Thank you very much, chat. See, they're not all evil.
Thank you, chat. You can just picture Henkel's like, what's this?
Are you handing out the health potions?
Yeah, I'll give out 1 each to Cassiopeia and and I'll give 2 to Sethri.
Oh, but I give 1 back.
No, I'll just pass it off to Cassiopeia. The Cassiopeia doesn't
What?
want it, I'll give it to you.
Okay. What? Okay.
You take it, Cass.
Yeah. Are you sure?
No, take it.
All right.
I'm old.
Thank you.
You huddle up together while the shards of ice are still floating around, and it is almost like the mound itself has a mind of its own. It is the lair, if you will, of the Winter King, and still being so close to the palisade, those shards of the owlbear and some other soldiers that were caught within the dragon's icy breath, they pick up to turn into a blizzard of its own. You huddle further, but unfortunately, because of our sub goal reached, I'm gonna throw in another blizzard for that, and for the second sub goal, you'll get something nice afterwards. So make me another con save, please.
Oh boy.
That's
And everyone
where the
above
advantage
us-
is going.
Yep.
I'm gonna
Use those.
use another advantage.
You can use as many as you want. You have plenty of them.
22.
Was anyone gonna chug that health potion real quick before the blizzard picks up. I'm going to give you that chance. Cool. Right up those 44 plus 4 as the blizzard is just relentless, beating your face. You're trying to put up the snow a little bit to get a little bit of respite. Everyone above a 15, you take 19 cold damage. I rolled quite well there. Everyone above a 10. Oh, sorry. Everyone below the 15 and above a 10, you take the cold damage plus disadvantage on your next roll. And everyone below a 10, another level of exhaustion. Is anyone having 2 levels of exhaustion yet?
No, because that would only be me, but I rolled a 14 this time.
Wonderful. So you take the cold damage and the disadvantage.
But I would like to drink my health potion now.
Yeah.
Oh,
If that's possible.
go for it.
All right.
Absolutely go for it.
Drink one of them.
Yeah, I see you punning in chat there. Something ice, brain freeze. Give me all those puns, please. Please do. Not for my sake, but because that makes Charlie angry. And I'm here for that. All right, you all have your health potions. You all manage to find a little bit of respite as the blizzard starts dying down again. What's the plan, guys? The dragon, as you look around, is now quite satisfied with its deed and is flying away again. Who is brave enough to put their head out to really check where it's going?
I'll do that.
Yeah, I also don't mind.
So while Sethri and Cass, you down your health potions, Hinkle and the Aarakocra quickly. Oh God, do we still hear the fluttering? You notice something as the dragon is flying away. It's not just a dragon. There is someone on top of the dragon, a rider. And, well, considering that you're fighting the Winter King and the thing on the rider, you can't really quite make out the form, but it's definitely long white hair and a crown on their head. You can put 2 and 2 together. This is the Winter King's steed. And it's flying away from you guys. You have a moment of respite.
Cool. Yeah, I'll float back and tell them. So, the Icebird is the man for the Ice King. So, we know where he is. Good point.
Well,
we know
then
where
I better
that
know where we
thing.
should go.
Yeah, I
Right.
mean,
I
that's why we're all here, right?
Dragon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some of us easier than others, but we can follow the dragon.
I mean, let's do it.
I mean, unless you guys have another way to go, but we're here to fight him, and he went that way.
Yeah.
Okay, let's...
I mean, I only have arrows. Can't do fancy shtick like you guys.
I have some arrows as well. How far away is he about at the moment?
Far enough to not be a danger for you, but also far enough so you are not a danger for it.
Alright, fair point.
Okay.
Now, as you leave the ice wall refuge, if you will, Sethri,
Yes.
you notice that connection to your sprite. You thought it was gone,
Uh-huh.
but there's a little echo of it, blinking in and out of existence, in and out of existence. You feel a connection leading you into a certain direction, not towards the dragon, but sort of off to the left where the elbow bears were.
I'll run towards it.
As you look around, on the ground, you see, encased in ice, your sprite.
Oh, I want gonna pick him up.
A little glow. The ice is cold to the touch, of course. Your finger is numbing.
Mm-hmm.
You'd have to either try and break it out or melt it out. Any idea on how to do that?
Yeah, let's see. I mean, it's not melting if I hold it in my hand, right?
It would take a long time.
It would take
You'd have to try either ask the others to help or find a way to melt the ice.
I mean, I feel like I want to try to break it out, but I'm worried it would break the Sprite if it was that frozen. Guys, anybody have any idea how to melt this? Other than me, because I mostly could just hit it hard.
Anybody know how to use anybody got some fire stuff?
I have oil and a tinderbox, but I don't know how well that will work.
Oh, that could work.
I mean, I don't know if it's the most conventional, but it could work.
What shape is everybody in? Is anybody, grievously wounded?
Henkels
need
looking pretty
healing?
rough.
Okay.
But we don't need to worry about Henkel.
You sure?
Okay.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I'm old.
All right. Well then, yeah. I'll pop 13 of my
tinderbox and try to melt the Sprite.
We can try. Do you want me to do it, or do you want you to do it?
No, I want you to do it.
All right. With nothing much else better to do, I will cast guidance on myself, and I will douse the icicle, or the sprite-sicle, I suppose, in oil and try and set it alight with my tinderbox.
While you do that, I'm going to use lay on hands on myself to give myself 13 points back.
Go for it.
Cool. Or,
now,
yeah, whatever. Go back full.
Make me a sleight of hand check, Henkel, for that with your guidance to make sure that you are sensitive and clever enough to not burn the Sprite.
Does that do it?
Please shout out. I have many windows open, so please tell me what you roll.
Oh, sorry. I got a 29.
Oh, for fuck's sake! Of course that does it.
I don't know. It's difficult, I suppose.
Does 54 hit you? Yeah, actually, you are smart enough. You've made lots of fires in your life, and you've always taken care of smaller beings around you. So you do take your time. You make sure not to hurt the poor little thing. You see Sethri's distress as well at the state of her friend. So you carefully break out little bits and then use a little bit of oil doused cloth, like a torch, really, makeshift torch, to melt the ice without. Slowly but steadily, you break away the ice and melt away the ice, and the sprite just flutters up, zooms around like super happy to be back and to still be alive. Flutters up to Sethri, gives you little kisses on the cheek as well. I'm back. I'm good. I'm fine. That was scary.
Yes, that was very scary. Don't do that again.
Okay. What are we doing now?
I think we were
just gotta chase after the king.
Guy up on the dragon.
Yeah.
Not the dragon. We really have to go kill the dragon? It's scary.
Well, no, we just have to kill the guy riding the dragon. That's a totally different thing.
Yeah,
Okay.
she's not
And
wrong.
it flutters off. Flutters back because it doesn't want to be away from you again, and it's a little bit hiding under your collar.
I was like, do you want to ride in my pocket?
Yes. Okay. Yes, thank you.
Okay, so he's gonna ride in my pocket, and hopefully I can protect him from the cold a little.
2 seconds later, where are we going again?
Still after the dragon. Okay.
Oh, yes,
guys,
dragon.
let's go after the dragon.
Dragon.
Dragon. Let's go after the dragon.
You start trotting and trudging through the snow, moving onward, slipping and stumbling, and at this point really barely feeling your fingers and toes. The wind is still tugging at your every fiber of your being, really. And you walk towards the direction you saw the dragon fly towards. The dragon at this point, the silhouette is every now and then appearing again. It seems to be hiding within the grey clouds of this very overcast day, breaking through, raining down death on the soldiers below, and then flying back up. You hear the cries and the curses in the distance. But as you walk, you think you notice a different voice, a different sound. You start hearing a soft sobbing.
Where is it coming from?
You look around to try and locate it, and it's in a little dip to your right-hand side. It's hidden or not disguised as such. It's hidden by boulders and shattered icicles, and again some remains you don't want to look too closely in. But you see a shadow almost from within that dip. You'd have to get closer to look at it properly, at least to the top of that dip, that crater.
Henkel will go have a look.
Yeah, Sethri will go look as well.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and cast Bless on all three of the others as they're approaching.
Yep.
I'll stay
You-
fluttering.
Are you flying up?
Yeah, I'm gonna fly up at about roughly 20 feet just to keep an eye out for anything else incoming.
Good call, actually, because you can see much better from above as well. So you can actually look into what's in that crater. And as you do, I want to say a quick thank you to Kat for another round of advantage, which will maybe come in handy soon enough. But within that dip, within that crater, and it is a crater, it really looks like there was an impact from above. It's really nice to see. More importantly, the snow has melted away. Possibly a fireball, possibly a meteor storm. It's hard to really tell. But there was definitely a fight there. And you see a heap of something. Flesh, clothes, melted and molded together in an appalling conglomerate of death. The heap is not moving, but next to it sits a young woman, elven at first sight, dressed in hides and furs. And she's kneeling on the ground, her hands trying in vain to grasp at the fringes of cloth of that heap, pawing at charred skin and stroking a tuft of hair with half a scalp still attached that's lying on the ground. As you walk closer, the sobbing, you can now hear it's turning into words. Sister of mine, oh sweet sister, what will mother say? What will mother say? Sweet sister.
Henkel will he'll call up to U and just say, "Hey, keep an eye out for us. Iron believes in you." And I'll give him a bardic inspiration, just if he needs to keep a lookout. And I'll approach this figure, and Henkel will just offer maybe some words of comfort, like, "Yeah, war ain't pretty. Lots of laughs to be had. It's a shame of someone so young."
And she startles for a moment. She didn't notice you approach at all. She was so very, very focused on her sweet sister. She looks around. She looks at the people behind you. Are you with summer? Or are you with winter?
We're with summer.
With summer. Oh, sweet baby sister of mine. Don't you worry. I will honor thee and she cries as she plunges her dainty little hands deep into the mound of flesh and rips out what looks to you like a blackened heart, devours it while she turns around to all of you, her jaw unhinging, stretching unnaturally, and those bloody streaks immediately turning to icicles on her cheek. We're rolling initiative.
Well, you don't see that every Tuesday.
Don't forget you're blessed. Don't forget you're blessed.
Yep, don't forget your blast, and you can also use... I rolled a natural 20 in initiative.
What does blessed do?
Uh-oh! You got a D4.
Okay, plus 1d4. Then I need to roll that again.
Alright.
Somebody crit. On our side of
And
the
then the disadvantage from the blizzard counts here, right?
Yes, if you haven't rolled, it's basically, as soon as it happens, your next D20 roll is going to be at disadvantage. Which apparently, according to Colin, given the deep freeze, we're going to have another blizzard round as that beautiful maiden that is currently eating body parts and is also turning into a not so beautiful maiden with elongated fingers and her skin icy blue, her face unhinging and turning into an ugly visage. The blizzard picks up yet again. Blame chat, I'm sorry.
Oof.
And we're rolling another
I
con
used
save.
advantage.
Okay. Yeah, I'll be using one of my advantages, most likely.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll use my advantage.
Thanks, Colin.
Or can I use one? Can I use two in one roll?
You know
no?
what? Sure. Absolutely.
Okay.
Just burn through all
The
of
more
this.
you use, the less you have for next turn, right? So,
Oof, didn't help me either. I got a 13, I think, was my highest.
right.
Or 12.
So who rolled above the 15? You take 22 cold damage.
That's for above
22.
the 15?
Yeah.
Okay, that definitely killed me.
Wow.
22.
Okay.
Can I math? Yes, I can.
22 cold damage.
You have, inspiration as well still.
Oh!
Well, did you pass
I forgot
earlier?
about
Did you pass? Yeah, no, never mind. It's cold. I'm thinking breath weapon. Yeah, 22 picks up
Yeah.
with most blizzards. Who rolled above a 10, below a 15?
That would be me.
Henkel.
And
Yeah.
Cassie.
So you take the
Cassie, yeah.
22, and you also have advantage on your next turn.
I rolled
Henkel
22.
Is dead.
Okay. Oh, Jesus Christ. Cool. Thanks, Colin. You did well.
Use those final
I also-
advantages.
I rolled really high. It's damage every time. So who is dead right now? Is
I
that
am dead.
Sethri?
Yep.
All right. And Henkel? Anyone else?
Yeah.
And JD and Frax, you're still okay?
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, okay is an overstatement, but alive.
Yeah.
All right. So, Menkel, you're standing right next to that, let's call it what it is, a hag, as she eats that heart, and it is a gruesome sight. You stumble back as an explosion of ice from her as the epicenter blasts you back. You were standing just a little bit too close. And you fall down, you look up, and you see an ice shard in your chests. Blood forming, blood pooling. You are on your way out, and you know there is no return from this, but what is your dying action? If you roll me a d20 and it's above a 10, it can be something positive for your party.
All right, let me roll that quickly. But I will note that as Henkel looks down, he kind of just holds the icicle and he's like, "Oh, would you look at that? I've been impaled."
And mine is definitely below a 10, so...
19.
Can they use
So-
advantages or?
You can, yeah, sure.
if you guys want.
Yeah, got a
I'm just gonna
19.
let the advantages for whoever comes along next.
That's very nice of you.
But ooh,
So, Laura, I'll get to you in a second and we'll do your death. I'm just doing Henkel's first. So you rolled a 19. You look to your party and you feel your own life ebbing away. But weirdly enough, you feel warm as that happens. You shouldn't. You're starting to be encased in ice, but you feel summer's gaze upon you, if you will, protecting you, well, if not in life, then in death, to make sure that your soul does not fall victim to the Winter King's army. What is your last aiding action to the party?
I would like to cast a healing word on U, if he's close enough.
Mhm.
And that's probably not a lot, if I'm not mistaken, but it's at least a D4. So I'll
Make it
roll
a
for that
D8.
now. Okay, I'll make it a D8 plus my modifier. And as Menkel's falling, he just you'll fall down to the ground and see Ur up in the sky. And as the light fades from him, he just says, "Give him hell, kid!" And the light fades from him.
No. All right, Rob, what is the project you would like to plug? Where can we find you on the internet?
I don't really do too much outside of play D&D, so it's just my Twitter handle at @HandsomRob, which is the same as on screen, and I'm looking to be involved in more stuff, but we'll see what happens.
Go for it. It was fun
Thanks,
playing
guys.
with you.
No, that was really fun.
Thank you very
I look forward
much.
to more
Yes.
Meatgrinders in the future, hopefully, or anything else. But enjoy, guys, and hopefully someone makes it through to the end.
It was fun playing,
I'm
Rob.
sure someone will. We have our first death, but of course, we also have our second death. As Sethri, you're still standing up there on the edge of that ridge. You look down and you see Henkel being blasted back. Problem is that blizzard is now also, and that blast is now also catching you, and you lose your footing. You lose your footing and you start dropping down. Your sprite is like, oh no, oh no, oh no, and it's falling with you. And with your last action, you take it from your pocket and throw it up into the air. Tell it to run away, tell it to flee, and it does. You manage to save it. You manage to see just as it flutters up above the storm, as you fall down, roll down, cut. So many places, death by 1,000 cuts almost, as the jagged ice is getting to... Oh! I think that was...
I'm in the wrong spot.
Sorry!
You put me in the wrong spot. Sorry.
Can we get... No, it's not your fault. I think, unless... Did you...
Mistress,
Doesn't matter, can we...
the Fae connection has changed for Laura and her character and has just been pulled away really rapidly by the internet.
She's still falling and falling. Can we get back in, my dear
No,
kobold?
her
or...
internet's died, Lydia.
Oh, okay, cool. I didn't
Yeah.
get that. All right, Laura, I'm going to do your shout out for you, and I'm just going to say you have your, what did you roll earlier? Oh, it wasn't 8, wasn't it? So you fall down, and you fall to the feet of the hag that is still devouring that heart, but at the same time takes an icy dagger from her side and just plunges it deep into Sethri. As the ice from the dagger encases her altogether. Sethri is dead, but the creature in front of the hag rises and looks still like Sethri, but cold. Not just the skin turning blue and haggard, but cold ice in her eyes. So, thank you very much, Laura, for playing with us. Sorry your internet has died, but do check her out if you can. Laura G. Grant, I believe it was, on Twitter and in our Discord as well. But we do have 2 new players coming in, of course. And as the explosion on the blizzard itself is let's just say, quite a big one and can be seen and heard all over. On the other edge of that crater, you see two new heads pop up, and you quickly, Ur and Cassiopeia, recognize them as fellow soldiers you have seen earlier in the big lineup when you stormed the Palisades. We have, you know what, why don't you just describe yourselves, what you look like, and what brought you here?
Ladies first.
All right. So Kaylin is a wood elf. She carries an oaken staff. She's got dark hair, kind of messy, and she's pretty chill. To continue the puns, I guess.
Hey. Thanks for that.
We need it. We need puns.
So, Lizelle, what was their character's name again?
Kaylin,
right?
yeah.
And Celeste, what is
Tempest.
your character looking like?
Tempest stands before you, a tiefling with steely gray skin and eyes dark gray like the clouds swirling above. He holds in his hand a warhammer, that the head of which looks like a billowing storm cloud, and the shaft of which has lightning strikes down it. And his shield bears a similar cloud with lightning strikes coming down. And as he rises from his knee, he looks upon the battlefield. The storm rages, and with it I as well.
Hell yeah.
Now I'm slightly scared. Wow, that's dedication right there. Amazing. All right, would you two also please roll for initiative real quick? And what was Ur and what was Cassiopeia's initiative?
I think it was
Ur's
18.
14.
Double check. Yes.
Mine's
I got
14.
18.
And 18 for Cass.
I got a big 4.
Wait, did you get? Was it? Oh yeah, because disadvantage.
Big four, who was that?
That's Kaylin.
Kaylin. And what about Tempest? Celeste?
Uh-oh.
Ooh.
That was a
yeah, she
10.
got a 10, but is she frozen?
Okay. Well, we'll hope we can get them back in. It is, of course, the hag with her natural 20 that manages to be at the very, very top. But it's not just the problem that this hag clearly has a dagger turning other people into ice, which is terrifying in its own right. It's also that she just ate a heart in front of you, which is quite terrifying, if not maddening, a feast. Oh god, I'm doing the thing where say the name. So that maddening feast that you all just witnessed is playing with your mind, is playing with your resolve. All of you roll me a wisdom save. And Lizelle, you do have those 6 advantages that Laura gave you, nice enough. And
well, I had a 21 anyway, so I think I'm good.
You're good, yeah,
19.
you're good. Needs to be a 15. Who fails the DC 15 wisdom save? Well, that is Tempest. Solid entrance, and then, fuck's sake, that woman is eating a heart. You are frightened of that creature for a minute. And you are frightened in a way that means you're incapacitated. You can't understand what everyone's saying. You are so trapped within your own thoughts, within your own fear. Everything went well so far. You managed to dispatch a couple of rime-wing moths and a couple of rime worms, no big deal. But now things just got a little bit more real. Your movement is erratic. You, as a whole, are a little bit insane right now. And I trust you to RP that in a way that is fun and interesting. But you can repeat that saving throw at the end of your next turn. All right. The hag will launch herself at the closest creature Which, none of you really. I'm gonna roll a d4 and see what happens. 2. That is JD. That is Cassiopeia. And she charges with a speed that you didn't think possible from this now very old-looking creature. Gone is the young mage. That's definitely not happening anymore. She carries grey staff, and she almost, as if the staff propels her forward towards you, is running to plunge that icy dagger into your side. I'm gonna use one of my advantages.
And mistress, important.
Yeah.
Important. I am preparing some jolly fellows with bells on their hats for you, thanks to Frax.
Oh, Frax. Frax doesn't want to be here anymore. Frax is... I'm going to do the attack real quick, and then we're resolving the jesters coming in to have some fun. So I'm going to use my advantage here. Roll double 15. Sweet. Does 19 hit you, JD?
I do, yes, it does.
Sweet, sweet, sweet. So you take 5 piercing damage.
Okay.
And you take... Oh, that's a low roll. 7 cold damage as you feel that ice trying to encapsulate your heart. Your movement is also getting a little bit sluggish. You feel like if she hits you again with that thing, not a good look. That being said, she does get a second attack, and I use another advantage because I want to hit. And that is more than 20, so. That is 4 piercing damage and 11 cold.
Ooh, okay.
Oof, that was a big one. The icy dagger now plunged into your side.
Bloodied. Way bloodied.
You're getting there, you're getting there. Anything you can do as a reaction?
I do not believe so, no.
Good. That's what I like to hear. And it is your turn. The hag standing in front of you. You see her ugly face. Not the face itself. It's just, it wouldn't be that bad if it weren't for that black blood smeared all over her and those cold, cold eyes staring straight through you. How do you defend yourself?
So is it a bonus or a full action to drink a potion?
Bonus.
Is that... Okay, yeah, I'm gonna start by drinking my potion. We'll do that first.
You down it and you heal up again.
And then I think I would like to swing. Use my rapier and bring my rapier up and just be like, the Summer King's warmth is everlasting, and attack.
Try and get that attack in before the jesters come.
Yeah. I got a 19.
That does hit, yes.
Awesome. I would like to pop a level 2 Holy Smite.
Oof, go for it. A dagger's still stuck in your side. You're like, yeah, we've got a connection now.
So it'll be 27 total. And let me see here, sorry. 9 of that is, I think, the 3 plus 6. So 9 of it is regular piercing, and then 18 is the radiant.
None of it is cold, I'm assuming.
Yes, none of it's cold.
Cool. Then everything goes through. How do you hit her? Where do you hit her? What are you trying to target?
Maybe strike for her heart. Just try to jab. Get her somewhere good with my rapier.
Sweet. You take that rapier out, and with a quick flourish, trying to fake the side. And as she looks to the side, you quickly switch hands and into the other one. Throw the rapier above her head. It looks pretty sweet. I mean, there's still a dagger in your side, so there's that. Yeah. But with that hit, she just stumbled back a little. It takes the dagger with her, luckily enough. She looks around, and she looks suddenly up. And then you see a smile, a very large smile with rotten teeth within her mouth as she looks up. Are you coming to watch? Are you coming to gloat? And you look up as well, where you see two floating sprites. For a moment, you think, is that Sethry's sprite? Is she coming back? Is he coming back to help? Nope, it is not. They come a little bit closer and a little bit closer, and you see grinning visages on tiny, cute little faces. They have armor that is ice itself. The wings are glittering too. They look like fairy beings, and in any winter tableau in a painting, they would look beautiful. But because they have bow and arrow and are aiming at you, it's not quite so beautiful, I would say. The arrows float towards you, shoot towards you, and everyone please roll me a wisdom save. God, you're rolling well. I don't like that. Did anyone get below a 14? Nobody got below 14?
Not even with disadvantage.
I'm sad. Because that means none of the fun effects come. You need to donate that again, Rex. Don't worry, they
I'll
come.
see what I can do.
Yeah.
You know, I forgot to roll with my disadvantage. I should do that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you are
Still got it.
incapacitated anyway. Hold on. You have the incapacitated condition. I forgot about that.
Oh no.
Yeah. You
PC,
can't take
oh no,
actions
DM,
or
oh yes.
reactions. Yeah, you can't take an action or reaction. This save, I think, would not really. It's a wisdom save nonetheless. You know what? No, you still have your full health. I'm gonna make sure that hits you because you are mad and you are not very wise at the moment. So the wisdom save is just not gonna fly. Roll me a d4 and tell me what you get.
Oh boy.
List.
Boy.
Yeah.
That's a 2.
That's a 2. Well, that is uncontrollable laughter, which fits your incapacitated, mad, erratic behavior beautifully anyway. So basically it's Natasha's hideous laughter thing. You suddenly fall to the ground. You find this all very hilarious in a fatalistic way as you laugh maniacally.
I'm going to die.
Oh, I love it. Everyone else managed the wisdom save. The arrow still hits you, which means you all take 7 psychic damage. 7 psychic damage. Thank you very much for that donation, Franks. That's the jesters that can come back every now and then as they flutter back up to survey the battlefield. And we're coming to Ur. What would you like to do? The hag is in melee with Cassiopeia.
Cool. So, I would like to fly out, like, back from where we came, all of my 50 feet of movement, and shoot my short bow at said hag.
Go for it.
And because she's next to him, I get
Cassiopeia, yeah.
If I manage to hit. Plus. That is a 20 to hit.
You get a nice little window from up there. She's fully open, and your arrow strikes true.
And that would be 8 piercing damage.
Okay, whoever has Discord open, please either mute yourself or close the Discord. Thanks.
So yep, that would be 8 piercing damage. And I'll use my bonus action to dash another 50 feet back.
You are up in the air, and you dash back safely out of harm's way. Any other action or anything else you can do?
No, that's hold me.
Sweet. Then Celeste, you are still laughing on the ground. You are still terrified of everything, and you know, it's fair. After all, you are probably gonna die. Make me 2 wisdom saves at this point. 1 for the laughter, 1 for the fear.
There's 1, not 20, and then an 18.
Fine. Both of those take you out of your complete madness. You look around and you're a little bit embarrassed, but you are ready to go for a fight. This was your action, so you can come in next round. But if you want, I'll let you use your movement to get a little bit closer, because you're still up on the edge.
I'd like to get up and move closer to the banshee, and I'm just gonna like bang my hammer against my shield and just start hyping myself back up.
Yeah, the hag doesn't really pay much attention to you. She's not entirely happy at this point, being surrounded and having to put on a show for the Winter King's jesters. Thank you very much, T-Rex, for that other blizzard. We're going to finish the round with Kaylin, and then we'll have a layer action blizzard happening. And Kaylin, what would you like to do?
Okay, so this is all crazy. So Kaylin's going to come in and bonus action, throw a healing spirit next to Cassiopeia. So you just have to walk through it on your turn. Hopefully you'll survive that
cool.
one. All right. And that will do, okay. 2d6 healing. I'm sorry, 1d6 healing when you walk through it. Okay, and that's for anyone. It'll just sit there. And then I will hold up my, I guess I'll walk closer, hold up my staff and take the dodge action.
Go for it. So you use your staff in a defensive manner. You're ready for any incoming attack. And the incoming attack is surprising because it's not coming from the hag itself. It's the jesters fluttering around, causing the snow to swirl up from underneath you, which, you know, it's hard to notice that. And from the sides as well, considering half of it was melted away, everything is coming crashing down in a blizzardy avalanche. We'll do a con save, please.
Yeah, and how close did you get to us? Because if you're within 10 feet, you're going to add 3 to your saves. So that's definitely Tempest and maybe Kaylin. I don't know how close you got.
Okay. Yeah, how far away did I start?
It's fine. You all get the +3.
See within. Okay.
Cool.
We're not worried too much about maps and distances here.
Thanks to my aura of protection from the Raven Queen.
That is a 15.
Oof. It's an
That
8
just
for me.
makes it. So, everyone will take damage. We'll see if the advantage and everything else comes in as well. I rolled that. Oh, I rolled okay, actually. Oh, it's a 1. I thought it was a 7. 23 damage, cold damage to all of you. Every round
that's
who
me.
rolled between 15 and a 10 also gets disadvantage, and everyone who rolls below a 10 also takes another point of exhaustion. So Cassiopeia is out, and we're flying up in the air thinking I'm far away from that hag. The blizzard reaches up, and the jester next to you is like, "That's cheating," and kind of kicks you in the face with its tiny little sprite leg, and you feel the cold taking your wings. You can't move them anymore, or you start to fall. You start to tumble to the ground. You're still semi-conscious. Either go full evil or roll me that d10 to see if you manage to help them out one more time.
I got a 19.
I'm gonna go evil.
You're gonna go evil. We'll deal with Cassiopeia in a second. We'll let Ur have his moment. What is your thought and what is your action as ice is starting to encase you completely? Rex?
Yeah. So has the ice starts to envelop, or as he starts to fall down, he's gonna try one last time to try and maybe shoot an arrow if he can. If he cannot, he'll just try and piss off the jester a bit more by trying to kick him.
Go for it.
Here it is. Yeah, that would be a 13. That would be sent towards the very loud, shiny tiefling.
Does that hit you?
You said an 18?
13.
13. No, that does not hit.
No.
Does not hit as the arrow pings off your shiny armor or falls to the ground with a dull impact and then rises again. There are now 2 icy creatures on the battlefield that so far have done absolutely nothing. They just stand there and watch from cold, dead eyes. Thank you very much, Frax, for playing with us yet again and for half causing your own demise, as always.
Yeah, as always.
Would you like to plug anything?
Just thank you for having me again, and keep coming over to Encounter Roleplay, at least to the Meatgrinders. Keep giving up your money for the great cause at Great Ormond Street Hospital. And see
Thank you very
next
much.
time.
Enjoy Jay's haircut. Bye, Frax. Now, Cassiopeia.
Yes.
You are standing right in front of the hag. You just managed to outfox her a little bit, and there's that smile on your face when the blizzard hits. And when the blizzard hits, the hag sees her chance, and she quickly turns around, almost turning into an icy blizzard herself. You can't even see her when you feel that sharp pain when you cut yourself, and it doesn't hurt at first, and then suddenly you feel the blood gushing from your throat.
Mm-hmm.
Did you make that roll earlier?
Yeah,
or
I got a
not so
19.
much? You got a 19. So, as you quickly try and hold up your throat, you look to the party, you know this is the end. How do you give them one last aid?
So I'm going to cast a empowered, like a level 2 cure wounds on Tempest.
Good stuff.
And just like my last words are just like, you've got to find the king and kill him. They will never outshine the light of summer. There will always be another summer. And I just, give that cure wounds to Tempest, fight on without me, and I fall to the ground and get taken by the ice,
You get taken by the ice, but you don't feel yourself falling to the ground, to a hard, icy, jagged ground. You feel wings sprouting from your shoulders as your fall keeps going and going and going, and you sink deeper and deeper into the embrace of the Raven Queen. Thank you very much, JD. They've really held out long. Is there anything you would like to let us know about? Where can we find you on the internet?
Sure, sometimes on the Into the Darkness actual play podcast for Call of Cthulhu and different horror stuff if you're into that. Otherwise, charity, all the charities. Donate to all the charities. It's been great. Thank you, guys.
Amazing. Thank you for playing with us as well. Bye.
My pleasure.
All right. Where were we? Oh yes, the hag. So we're getting our support groups in a second, but the hag's turn is coming first. And thank you, chat, by the way, not just for killing off these folks, but, by doing so, supporting our great cause. We almost reached our donation goal at this point. We're at 185 out of £200. And I mean, when we smash through that, keep going, obviously. So keep those donations coming in. The hag at this point has had a little bit enough of you two. Hi Spence, and hi Annan. Hi Tim. I'm just gonna do the hag attack real quick, and then you two roll me for initiative and we'll get you in to the initiative order. Actually no, because if you roll higher than the hag attack you might go before her. So roll me that initiative real quick, please.
See, that would be a total of 24.
Oof, yeah, you actually
I
go
got the
first,
7.
because you had a 23. 24, who was the 24? Didn't see it. Spence, thanks. And you got a 7, there you go.
I got the 7.
So, Spence, you've seen that scene unfold? Or you know what's going on? Were you in chat earlier?
Yeah.
Sweet. So, tell me how you enter this fight of the battle against this horrible, horrible hag. What's your character? Who are they? And how do they come in?
Yeah. Quick question for point of order. Is there anybody that's conscious that's within melee range of the hag?
Both of the other fighters are within melee range, yes. Of the hag.
Beautiful. Okay, so out of the what appears to be almost from the snow behind the hag, you watch as what almost appears to be a 9-foot tall red dragonborn kind of comes up behind the hag. Although, for those who are paying close enough attention, the large cloak that this individual is wearing, you see 2 other pairs of beady eyes sticking out from the cloak. And you watch as from near the middle pair of eyes, you see a rapier just flash out in an attempt to stab at the hag. And I actually have advantage on that attack because kobolds have pack tactics as a player race, so that's fun. So let's see here. Oh, it's not great. That's a total of 15 to hit.
I'm afraid not.
Ah.
The hag just manages to dodge out of your attack. It's almost like she's still half of that blizzard that she turned into when she cut Cassiopeia's throat. It's like her face turns around first and then her body follows as it solidifies and your attack goes right through.
And you just hear the top. Yeah. With my bonus action, you'll watch as a small pair of hands comes out from the bottom pair of eyes and scoops up some of the snow and just throws it up. And you watch as the snow actually forms a large snowflake in front of this individual, and I am casting Shield of Faith on myself.
Sweet. That snowflake, glittering beautifully blue and silver, stays in the air between you and the hag. And the hag, it is suitably distracted, so it is trying to attack you. She is attacking you instead of the previous fighters. However, she is not doing so with her icy dagger. Yes. Just making sure I'm rolling this right. 60 foot. Tim? Are you coming up sort of behind them all, or were you having a plan of coming in somewhere specific?
I would be coming up roughly behind them in a manner befitting of my stature, and just wading through, saying, "Get out of my way! Out of the way! Move, move! One side! No, get away! No rank and file here! What?
So as Lord Elias comes up, what, pip pip, you catch a mouthful of snow as a cone of cold bursts out from the hag, aiming at our 3 kobolds in a trench coat, but also catching you in the tail end with that. So
good.
please, yep. Constitution save. Thank you very much for the 2 of you.
Okay, that would be a 16 for my con save.
Nice.
That would be a 19 for me."
Both of you pass. 27, 31, 36, 13.5 to 19. You take 19 cold damage.
Ow.
And you sputter and try and get the snow out of your mouth as the cone of cold both hits you. We're coming to Celeste next. There are now 2 new fighters here to aid you, and you're quite happy about that, I'm assuming. How do you find new strength to try and defeat the hag?
All right. Well, Tempest is going to Brain, please. He really feels like he needs a little bit of extra oomph to his hits right now. So he's gonna cast a little bit of Booming Blade. And as he empowers his hammer with that, it starts to spark and sizzle, and then he
Roll me that attack, see if that hammer finds
I
it.
still have that disadvantage sitting around or nah? I think I do.
Yeah, you do. I'm
properly-
gonna invoke that for when you die, I think.
Alright, no worries. That's fine by me. So that's, I didn't add any bonuses to hit on that. I should have done. That'd be a 19 total.
That hits.
Okay, good.
The hammer comes striking down onto the hag. Hits her
one-handed.
shoulder, and it's almost like there's cracking ice as her hand is suddenly a little bit distorted and lowered, and you can see the impact in her body still. How much damage?
7 damage total.
7 damage total. Did you
Yes.
add all your modifiers there? Okay,
I'm pretty sure I did.
cool.
Oh, I didn't actually. I'm sorry. I didn't roll for the dang. I said I was casting a spell and didn't roll for it.
Yeah.
Huh. 2d8. There we go. Okay.
See, I'm nice.
Sorry, I don't
sometimes
usually
to remind you of
Eldritch
these
Knight. I
things.
don't usually Eldritch Knight. Usually I shoot bow and that's it. So add another 8 onto that.
I am adding another 8, and she is getting to a bloodied status as well, with that hand still hanging down, and you can see her snarl and hear her snarl at you. Tempest has stricken true, whatever. But Lord Elias, what is your general take on this situation right now?
Sorry, just to interrupt quickly. If you walk through my healing spirit, you can heal 1d6 too on your turn.
Is there a way I can do that without invoking attack of opportunity from this hag, or no?
That's a good point.
Like, can she
She did
see
throw the
it?
healing spirit right next to you.
Okay,
I
so
put
I'm
it
just
right
gonna
next-
shift to the
I
side.
put it right
and
next to where
take that heal
Cassiopeia
then.
was. So,
Oh.
so wherever
then
that
you will probably get an attack of opportunity then.
Then I'm gonna hold off.
Cool.
Sorry.
All right,
Opportunity
Lord
costs.
Elias, welcome to the party.
What? Taking my surveilling of the scene and seeing the many people attacking the ghastly creature in front of me, I'm seeing good strike and go, wonderful! Jolly good! Definitely in the right place here right now, what? And just going to stride straight towards the ghastly creature that was just struck. And I'm going to invoke my fighting spirit giving myself some temporary hit points and advantage on my attacks with the great battle cry of the meh.
With that battle cry, hold on, we actually just smashed our goal, I see. Oh my god, thank you. I did see Colin's donation. I did not realize that this would get us to £200. Thank you very much, chat, and keep going, because, you know, blizzards are fun, not just the ice cream variety. I'll keep the blizzard for after the fight, just to make sure, but we added a little bit more of a stretch goal. Bloody amazing. Thank you very much, guys.
Excellent.
Sorry, Lord Elias, I would never dare to impose upon your stage. Please keep going, my friend.
No, don't worry. So, with the great and mighty meh, I get out my greatsword and cleave 2 attacks in the general direction of that vile creature. And I shall make it a great weapon master attack, for I am a great weapon master.
You're a great weapon, that's true. I mean, hi. We appreciate our players.
That is a 16 to hit.
A 16 does just not make it.
Ah! Blast! Rotten weapon!
That's a second
Damned.
attack.
Did not prepare it properly. Ah!
It's the weapon's fault, yes.
And with that, I'm going to be like, oh, well, just... Oh dear, this is not good. Not very unbecoming. Sorry. Towards the creature.
Okay, so that was... Oh yeah, I see the 7 now. Both attacks. Alright, Lord Elias had a wonderful entrance and a not so great delivery. But, Kaelin, I hope your spirit is not destroyed by that.
Yeah, it's, I don't know. Can I get through it without provoking an attack of opportunity, or would that also...
I'm gonna roll a yes or no die. 4. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah? Okay. Alright, so I will go through that. And give myself 6 points back. And then, is anyone else besides me looking really hurt right now?
I mean, the 3 kobolds in a trench coat sort of are.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know how much I can tell from that, but okay. Sure. I'm going to spend a bonus action. I'm going to throw 3 of my Balm of the Summer Court healing dice at you. So, that is... That's 7 healing.
Ooh.
And then for my action, I will transform into a wolf.
Nice. Go for it. As you heal your fellow player, you hear the jesters above you going, boo! Boo! And they shoot arrows at you. Again, thank you, Mecca, for that donation.
Okay.
So all of you, another wisdom save. Please, let's this time make it happen.
Oh, boy.
Celeste,
I'm really hot
dice
today.
are
Oh,
not on
boy.
your side. So Celeste and the kobolds, roll me a d4 each.
Okie doke.
My cheat sheet on the side. 1 for Celeste. You are very confused. There's entirely too much happening at the moment. Oh god, now there's new people. You are under the effect of a confusion spell. We'll see what that means on your turn, of course.
And it appears it's the same for me, because I also rolled a 1.
You also rolled a 1. You too are very confused. There's entirely too much happening, and the kobolds start bickering amongst each other. No, we have to kill the hack first. No,
No,
but there's things flying up in the air.
We have to kill that pompous guy over there, and I point over to Elias.
Amazing.
What?
So, with those 2 confusions and... Oh, actually, sorry, I forgot. You'll still take the psychic damage.
And there's damage too. Yeah.
8 psychic damage for all of you.
Okay.
Even the ones that did not, that passed the wisdom save. You still feel a little poke in the prick as those arrows penetrate your skin. No, we're coming back to the kobolds, actually. As
Oh, boy.
you are still bickering, you are still fighting. Roll me a d10, please, to see what happens with that confusion.
Will do.
Do a con save.
Sorry, what was that?
I got
sorry,
a
I
7.
Con save to
Oh,
see if the
sorry.
healing spirit stays.
But what was the confusion roll? 7. Cool. You use your action to make a melee attack against a randomly determined creature.
Oh boy.
Well, that is either the hag or Lord Elias. So
Okay.
roll me any die. Even, it's the hag. Uneven, it's Lord Elias.
Okay. I'll just roll a d6. Even. Even was who again? Because I am. Was it Lord
I
Elias?
think. I also am confused. I think it was Lord Elias, right?
I will gladly take the hit.
The odd was Lord Elias. I was going to make a crack that he was very odd.
Oh, cool. Yes. Oh, it's even out. Sorry, I'm native German speaker here.
I would like to ask one question here. Since I'm confused, would I be unable to determine who is friend and foe, and would consider the hag an ally for purposes of pack tactics / sneak attack?
Oh no, you are attacking the hag. Sorry. Yeah, that was my fault with odd and even, because
Gotcha.
I'm a German speaker normally, but you would be, for the attack onto the hag, you would be definitely getting your sneak attack bonus.
Cool.
Thanks, Cobalt.
Let's see. So let's see here. Ooh, natural 20. That's fun. So I get a lot. So are we just doubling? Are we just doubling the dice, or just double? Okay.
Double the dice,
Got
double
it.
whatever you roll.
Okay. So we'll do. So that ends up being 2d8. Okay. And then 4d6 for sneak attack. Okay, so that's 17 plus 10 plus another 4. So that's a total of 31 points of piercing damage.
Holy fucking shit! You just one-shot that hag.
And
That crit.
Nice.
All right, how
and
do
a-
you do it? Because I'm gonna give you that glory.
In an odd sense of clarity, you just watch as this time the top of these 3 kobolds just takes the rapier and like thrust it through the hag's neck and like out through the front, and then pulls it out, and as the hag drops dead, and the 3 kobolds all kind of look around and at the same time are just like, what just happened?
You see that happening, guys. You can react to it.
Show
I'm
off,
not
sport.
quite sure. I'm not quite sure. There were men in the sky, and they fired at me, and the storm. We need to stop the storm.
Oh, so that's what we're here for. Okay.
Oh.
You were Yep. That's true. Next to you Juicy Kaelin, now in a big shaggy grey whitish fur, and there's this. We'll get you next time. Disappointed scream from the jesters up above you as they fly off. Weirdly, as you turn around, you still see your fallen comrades standing next to you. But looking at them, they cock their heads, they smile, and then they melt into a puddle. And the water, it's almost like it's sucked up, it's soaked up by the floor. There's nothing left of them. You're not quite sure if that would be considered them gone. maybe not so much, but you don't really have time to consider much more because we got another blizzard donated. So one more of that fun Constitution save.
Oh boy.
I'm going to use one of my advantages on that.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
no,
might want
that's
to. Yeah.
Oh, that's a.
Oh, that was
Ooh.
worse.
That was a 6.
That was a pretty solid 19 from the 3 kobolds.
Unfortunately, because we have defeated another enemy, I added another dice to that, and it rolled mostly 6s, 7s, and 8s, so it's a 33 damage for everyone.
Oh, and I am dead.
Tempest is at 0 HP.
Keep in mind you're a druid, so you're taken out of wolf form first.
Correct, but I only had 15 points in my other form, and I had 3 points in the wolf form, so yeah.
Right.
That's it.
That is it for Kaelin. Anyone else? It is
I
done
am
for
still up.
Amazing, unkillable, unkillable, just like the Tory government.
Wait,
It's
so
these
if we-
thermal insulated wear I bought, made from the finest mink.
So did any of us pass that? Or...
The damage, like I said before, the damage is always the same.
Oh.
But if you've rolled between a 15 and a 10, if you didn't pass the 15, you also get disadvantage on your next attack. And if you roll below a 10, you also gain a point of exhaustion.
The 3 kobolds are also knocked to 0 hit points.
Well, I mean, you did go out with a bang killing that hag with your crit.
Yes, I did. Should I?
Yes, you did.
I would like to automatically choose to fail that die roll.
3 died. 3 people died from that blizzard. I think it was Colin donating it. I hope you're proud of yourself.
I deserved it. I made fun of him in chat. I deserved it.
Wonderful. So we'll do one by one your death
Sure.
scenes and all of that. So we start with Tempest. Tempest.
I was going to choose to fail anyway.
Nice. I see. That's the spirit. I like that. And players, you can fuck up the remaining dude. I mean, just a suggestion. So Tempest, as the blizzard hits once more, it's almost like it's targeting you guys now personally. You see shards of ice flying towards, looking for weak spots in your armor, and it's almost like a nail cushion at this point, or a needle cushion. You are being just shot full of these little ice shards. You feel it all over. The call of the Winter King. How would you like to go out, Tempest?
Well, becoming one with the storm is the thing that he has always wanted his entire life. So This is really a fitting end for him as he looks at the one remaining person standing, and his eyes lock with him, and he grins and tilts his head. And I would like to cast Thunderwave.
Do it.
I'm just gonna blow him back. I'm gonna bang my hammer on my shield, and the echoing sound will just and blow him back. So that is what kind of save is that? Where's my spells? Thunder Wave. That is a Constitution saving throw from Mr. Hoity-toity over there.
No worries. Oh, that's a natural 20 plus 5.
Okay, so you're gonna take half damage and not get blown back, but 2d8. Total 13. I don't know how you want to round that. Total 13. I don't know what half of that would
Usually
be rounded.
down. So 6. You take 6 damage, Lord Elias.
Cowardice!
Become the storm.
And at this point, the Tempest bursts into shards of glass themselves. And that is similar to what you had before. Not the sensation that this is how they died. This is just the next stage. Just the next stage of becoming a thrall of the Winter King. So thank you very much for playing with us today, Celeste. I hope you had a blast.
Oh, this was a lot of fun. This was a lot of fun.
What would you like to tell us about? What's a project you're interested in or involved in?
Our charity is fantastic. Gosh, is fantastic. I did a little bit of research on it before we started. Wonderful, wonderful work that they do. There is another charity that I'd like to plug. It's Reclaim the Block. It's looking to take power from. It's looking to help communities that are over-reliant on the police community and try to help them be able to fend for themselves a little better and not be so reliant. So if you have some money to spare, especially with everything that's going on right now, I'd urge you to give to them as well. It's fantastic work that they do as well. Thank you so much for having me. This has been an absolute blast. I was really nervous, but I really enjoyed it. Thank you so much.
You did a great job. Bye, Celeste. Now, Lizelle and Kaylin. That wolf form.
So I rolled a 6.
Yep.
So something bad happens.
Something bad definitely happens. Would you like to RP yourself? Do you have an idea of how you do it and how you die, or would you like me to do it?
I think I would like you to do it. I just want my last words to be, remember me to the summer court.
Nice. So you see a strange sight before you as the wolf form of Kaylin is starting to melt. It's starting to turn into an unspeakable creature of winter. But you see her fight. You see her tear herself away from that wolf form, from herself. You see the wolf and you see Kaylin, now a spirit of sorts, now a being that is definitely no longer fully alive, no longer fully on this plane of existence. You see her take a dagger and strike it into that icy, silvery wolf that is about to attack the remaining person, really. No, not like this, she growls, still half in wolf voice. No, I am of the summer court. You cannot take me. And then the blizzard swallows her whole. You hear those last words echoing, remember me, to the summer court. Lizelle, what projects are you involved in? What would you like to let us know as you're on your way out, but I do hope you had fun.
Yeah, I did. That was fun. I was nervous, but it was fun. So I don't really have projects, so to speak, so I would just say keep donating, and thanks, everybody.
Thank you very much for playing with us. Bye. And Spence, who had one of the best bloody ideas for a character, 3 kobolds in a trench coat. I'll let you play yourself out. How do you die? How do you go out in a bang?
Okay. You see all 3 of them sort of like tumble out of the trench coat, and slowly they all start to rise up with this blue glow in their eyes. And oddly enough, you start to hear the sounds of thunder interspersed with the blizzard that's currently happening. And all 3 of them hold up a hand each, and I am going to attempt to cast a guiding bolt at Elias.
You know what? I just forgot the bad action or the evil action for Kaylin. Would you like to take a second instead of her?
Sure. Yeah. Let's see what happens with this guiding bolt first. See, so... Oh, that's not going to hit him. And that would be a total of 11.
Does not allow
All right.
bias.
Now, you see out of the snow, somehow it seems almost materializing. They each pick up like a set of wind chimes and just start to wave their hands through it. And I am now going to attempt to cast Toll the Dead on Elias. So Elias has to make a wisdom saving throw.
What's a 14?
That's the exact DC. I'm so upset. So you just hear wind chimes and nothing happens. And the 3 kobolds, I assume, just melt into water of some sort.
They do. They absolutely do. And that's a third one, actually. And you're on your own for a second. Spence, what is your last deed? Not as a character, but as a person. Who would you like to shout out?
I would actually like to shout out the person responsible for killing me, Colin. Because apparently, depending on what happens soon, I might be playing in a Monster of the Week campaign with him as I believe it's called the Keeper in Monster of the Week. So, thanks for killing me, Colin. Keep raising money for... Hold on, the Great Ormond Street Children's Hospital. It's gonna be fun.
Thank you very much for playing with us, and hope to see you soon in another Meatgrinder. Bye, Spence. Just the 2 of us for now.
It's fine.
How many kills do we have? I need to up that kill count. Oof. So that's 1, 2, 3. Oh god. Oh, okay, we're going through them, right? Yeah. Kill count to 7.
Is the kobold being counted as 1 per 3 people?
Sorry, I didn't catch that. You're getting a bit roboty there.
Is the kobold being 1 or 3 people for the kill
It
count?
was 1. That's a good point, actually. We're gonna call it as 1. We're gonna go for 1 at this point. Hello, folks. How are you guys doing?
Doing well for now. Great.
I think
Till Colin
it's super...
gets a hold of us.
It's super appropriate that you actually inherit your wife's advantages, Tom. It's amazing.
Look at that.
It's almost romantic.
Yeah.
It is, yeah.
Almost.
Alright, so, you, Lord Elias, are standing in a crater next to a heap of molded flesh that was once the Hack Sisters and the now crumbled body of the other hag that you just killed together. Is there anything you would like to do, you would like to say before we get the others in?
If possible, I'd like to pray to myself and use my healing hands and use all 10 points of healing on myself. And go, cowardice! Mutiny! Rah!
And let's start with Nick, appropriately named Frost Warden today. How is your character joining that scene?
So, hi everyone. You see this large, hulking kind of orcish man. He's not as rough looking as you would expect, but he's got blue-gray skin, and you can't tell if that's from the snow or just his actual skin color. And he's just regretting his life decisions as he just pulls out an axe and steps forward.
So that's what you see, Lord Elias.
Ooh. Reserves! Oh, hello! I'm your commanding officer.
And Tom, you see that? Yeah, just make it yours.
There is a sudden explosion of growth of plant life in the middle of this as it explodes outward and upward, and rising out of the center of it is a 8-foot tall figure clad in a gleaming metal with a elongated snout and ram's horns, and he steps out and looks over at the two of you and says, "Greetings, fellow warriors of summer. I am the Knight Gruff of the tribe Billy Goat, and I shall be aiding you in the name of the Summer King."
And last but not least, from above, a ray of purple, red, blue, green, yellow, glittering light illuminates the scene. As very much like the Mr. Bean intro, down comes a figure very alien to many of you, or let's just say very unusual for this particular setting. As they look up and try and dust themselves off, Justin, Doc, what's happening with Scott?
You see someone who, by all accounts, is a human man. What you would consider to be human. He is dressed in a polo shirt and khakis. And he is holding a large book in one hand, and in the other hand he has a small slip of paper that looks like it was torn off of somewhere, and he sort of stands up like Mr. Bean and looks around, and he says, "Oh, what's going on? You know, where am I? Who are you guys?" I'm Scott. I'm Scott. My name is Scott Murphy. Anyone?
Greetings.
Do you
Scott.
understand these words?
Do you fight for summer?
Oh yeah, summer's great. I found this sign on a poster by my house that said, "Tear this off if you like summer," and I tore it off, and now I'm here.
Welcome, fellow warrior. Thou hast committed to a grand cause.
Oh great, it's cold here.
You just see this hulking orc look at you with a thick beard on his face, and he just goes, "Fey bullshit."
Fable? Okay.
Welcome to front line, soldier. I am your command officer. How are you?
Am I in the army?
You are now, boy. Do you have weaponry?
I got this, and he holds up a book. He says, I'm an encyclopedia salesman, and this is C, and he holds up a book, and it has a big letter C on it. I just use it as a sample.
C
I'm
for
from
club.
Milwaukee. What?
What is an encyclopedia?
Well, it's a book with general information about a variety of topics, arranged in an alphabetical order.
That's why we have libraries and tutors.
Yeah, but you can keep books in library. Okay. No, I don't have a weapon.
Right. Well, here, boy. And I hand over a branded with the sigil of my house. Says, "Here, boy. Do you know how to hit things with this?"
What is this?
It is an axe. You embed it in the skulls of those that would do you harm.
He's having trouble holding it up. Like it's just sort of like sagging on the ground. I can try.
Well. More Meatgrinder, boy.
Okay. Yeah, all right, mister.
Stick with me, Scott
Lord,
of
Lord.
Milwaukee, and I shall keep you safe.
Thank you, Goat Man. Okay.
I love it so much. Sorry, GM. Killing people. Brr, arg.
Grr, mean, Lydia, mean.
Mean, Lydia, mean. Thank you very much, by the way, for another donation, Spence, as on the way out, the Kobold sent some love and some not so much love, because, you know, Winter King Thrall, for Doc and for Tim. So you are still standing in that crater, but you, especially Lord Elias, have been told what to do, have been told what your goal here is. Beat the storm, defeat the Winter King. And of course, Graf and Good Dog, you also know what you're here for. Scott, not so much. How are you trying to get to the Winter King, find out where he is?
Turn to Lord Alliance and say, Lordship, you have been upon the field longer than I. Where lies the Winter King?
I appreciate you addressing me in my formal, proper manner. Good chap. The Winter King is currently flying around on yonder dragon. So unless you're very good at flying or dragon down, I might have an idea. The beast towards us.
A flying dragon is problematic. Turns to Scott and says, Scott, can thou fly?
Well, I don't know. I didn't know that I could go to Fable shits before, but now I'm here. So, and he grunts. Nope. Can't.
Good dog. Hast you a solution for a flying dragon?
He just reaches behind himself and holds a bundle of javelins. Want one?
Perhaps in time. Let us first exit this crater, for we are awfully exposed here. I shall lead the way. Scott, stay between us. Thou art very small.
Did you say a dragon?
Aye.
Okay.
Good Dog's gonna reach onto his belt and pull out one of his hand axes. Want it, tiny human?
Well, I think I got it more than I can handle at this point. I guess so. Here. And he takes the hand axe and he sticks it in his pocket of his khakis.
Of course,
I can't get these dirty. These are my only clean work pants.
Good luck with that.
All right. So while you're trying to get the track, the scent of the Winter King in, Nick, can you move your microphone a little bit away from your face because it is a bit loud with the breathing? And Tim, we're getting a bit of roboty on you. Can you quickly do a refresh for us? Thank you.
Yeah.
Of the mix.
This better?
Well.
This better?
Much better. Yeah. Yeah, so much better. Thank you very much. So we're heading up the crater, and you see at this point a wasteland, not just of snow and ice, but of death. Many more soldiers have fallen while you were fighting the hag down there. The wind is picking up. Snow starts to fall quite heavily now, obscuring your view. Out of the corner of your eyes, you see a face. And you turn around real quick because, of course, you're worried that someone is accosting you from the side, but it's not there. You hear, and then out of the corner of your other eye, you see that face again coming towards you. Scott.
Yeah.
You feel a weight on your shoulder.
Look. It's
There's
hard to look
nothing
at your
there.
shoulder.
You can't see anything there, but you feel something is there, and you hear something whispered in your ear. The Lord told us to play with you. We're very lonely and sad. And then you feel a weight on your other shoulder. So very lonely and sad. Always observing. Never allowed to play. Just poke a little at the fireflies. But you could play with us. We'll give you sweets.
Oh,
We'll give you sweets if you play with us. Would you like a sweetie?
I'm on a keto diet, but yeah, I guess that would be fine. Okay. Do you guys hear these voices?
Hey, Scott.
You notice in your hand, you didn't know how it appeared, but in your hand, you open it up and there's a nice little fudge piece of candy. Sweet.
Oh. Hey, candy. I suppose I could have a little bit, yeah? Guys, look, candy.
Do you eat it?
Yeah.
Roll me a D100.
Oh, absolutely.
This was the scene I wanted Scott for. I'm so happy it happened.
Of course I do. Yeah. That's a 49.
Oh my God.
I roll a 49.
That is a 49. All right. I made a table for that. And a 49 is... You feel a little tickle on your face.
Uh-oh.
As you start growing a very magnificent white beard. Starts to grow. And grow. And grow. And then you feel a tug on it. Oh, that is fun. Have another. And another sweetie appears in your hand.
Did the candy... I'm like a Dumbledore. Did the candy make me grow a beard?
Eat it.
I do.
Eat it.
I do.
In unison, the two voices on your side, and you eat down a nice little chocolate truffle. Roll me another D100, and guys, this is now where you get to turn around after Scott said, "Oh, something weird is happening," and you see the beard sprouting from his face. What was the other roll?
It's 77.
77.
7-7. Or if we were on Wednesdays with Gala of the Damned, our Zweihander campaign, it would be a crit fail, I'm sure. It's a 77. Yeah, I'm tagging it.
You're not quite sure what's been happening. Nothing really seems to be happening just now, but you feel quite warm. It's almost like that chocolate had a little bit of chili. You feel, oh yes, they were talking about summer.
Well, it's like spicy.
And Cat just donated. Cat just donated Aostra's blessing for you. Everyone else got just.
Thank you, Cat. Thank you.
Oh my God. All right, Aostra's blessing. Sorry, guys, we're getting to you in a second. You get,
yeah, there are other people.
Yeah, 12 temporary hit points, Scott.
Excellent.
Which you will probably need.
That quadruples my hit points.
You're under a sanctuary spell, so please remind me of that if I attack you next. Okay. And your next attack, I don't know if you want to throw that encyclopedia at someone, has advantage and deals an extra 1d10 radiant damage.
Oh, it's a radiant encyclopedia.
Yeah.
Excuse me, dungeon mistress.
Yes, my dear kobold sprite.
I know, it's been a hot second, but I am back, or should I say a very cold second. Anyway, good work on killing all of those players. I've just rounded up some more guests for you. But before we get to them, I would like to shout out Celeste, who has donated to make Scott a champion. Scott would very much know, Celeste would very much like Scott to be a hero. Wants Scott to become Shazam, which I think is a defunct app that lets you identify music, but I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong about that one.
All right.
Now I get what Celeste is saying. I understand that reference. Can I be an app that identifies music instead? No, I'll be a superhero. That's okay.
You'll be a superhero. Do you have a character by any chance that is in the because I have shit prepared obviously, but I wasn't prepared that you guys made Scott an actual hero with level 5 or level 6 that you could play that actually gives you power similar to superhero.
Sure. Let me think it over while we figure out what's going on around here and see what I can come up with.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Which means we're also very close to our next stretch goal. We're at 296, which is nice in reverse, away from 300, so 4 more. And my God, Scott is okay. Cool. So, while you feel that warmth that is growing within, giving you confidence that you've never had before, certainly not surrounded by a goat man and a fat man in a very fancy outfit, and a good dog, an orc. You guys turn around to see Scott, A, looking now a little bit buffer than before, and B, growing a magnificent white beard.
It's weird. Right?
Is this your true form, Scott of Milwaukee?
Maybe.
Excellent.
I'm having a weird day.
We shall need everything we can to defeat the Winter King. Come.
All right.
Okay.
And make me a perception check, everyone.
That's a 6.
There's a 6.
Well,
Lydia, just for your reference, I have randomly created a level 6 cleric.
Sweet.
I figure
thank
with
you.
the light and the blessing, I'm a cleric of Eoster.
Amazing. Roll that advantage, Tom.
Yep. There, 16.
16, nice. Which gives you the highest, which means you are the one spotting that there's a little shimmer in the air on Scott's shoulders, both of them. And if you now focus on it, you see two creatures cloaked in... It's not invisibility completely. It's almost like your eyes are refusing to focus on them, but you force yourself. And you see two sprite-like beings.
Are they
One of them...
obviously of either court, or are they just kind of making mischief?
They're obviously of the Winter Court. In fact, I think Lord Elias saw them earlier. Now that... I'm assuming you tell the others, or no? Tom? Did you tell them?
Sorry. Scott, are thou a creature of winter? Have you deceived us?
Well, it gets pretty cold in Milwaukee. No, I am a human person from Earth.
Then
and
why do you
these
sort with such creatures of winter?
Oh, these guys gave me candy.
Oh no, we're spotted.
Creatures of winter?
Oh no. Oh no! And they fly up, and they are now turning visible again, now that you have spotted and pointed them out. It is those two bloody jesters you saw earlier flying above the fight, Lord Elias. And they're now circling above you. We're spotted.
May I attempt to try and hit one out of the air with thy great axe? Take board?
Absolutely.
And may I do that at disadvantage? Because it's a
Go
great
for
big
it.
whopping sword, and they are tiny.
Yeah, use up the disadvantage you have there.
Yeah. So, that's a +6. Whoa, that's a dirty 20.
Oof, easily. You swat one of them out of the air like a fly, and it comes onto the ground. Oh no, despair, my brother. The other one flies down and helps his brother up. Oh no, we just wanted to play.
Stand over them, stare down at them, and in a great big booming authoritative voice, which I lower class occasionally when they get out of their way, go home and do your job away from here.
Yeah, we are home. We are the Winter Kings. We are the Winter Kings. We do his bidding. He told us to play with you.
Well, go play with yourselves.
Make me an intimidation check. Are you more terrifying than the Winter King?
I will.
That's four phrasings in chat. Five phrasings. 4.
17.
17. You are quite terrifying all of a sudden, and they cower before you, and fly off into a specific direction, screaming, "Master! Master! Master! They found us! Master!"
Oh, right. Well, after them, come on, troops. Let's go forth and kill this king and their pesky jesters.
You start running. You take off into the direction. Scott, for some reason, you managed to keep up quite well with these clearly trained warriors. You're not sure how, and you're not sure why, but I mean, they seem to be the only alive people here.
And they're pretty nice.
You reach the edge of the hilltop, looking down into a vast plain. And on that vast plain, you see the battle raging. It is the Winter King sitting still on his dragon. Scott, it's a fucking dragon. Everyone else has heard or even seen the Winter King's seed. And it is some of the best warriors Summer's army has to offer. Aostra herself floats above, protected by her magic, raining down spells onto the Winter King's thralls. Some of you might even spot some familiar faces surrounding the Winter King, and whenever a spell targets him, one of those strange ice-encrusted thralls suddenly teleports in front of him and takes the damage for him. He laughs and laughs. "Oh, you little fireflies! You will be part of my icy collection." However, you do notice that there is a little bit of weariness to his voice. It's an old voice, too. His face is absolutely flawless. He's beautiful. He has a crown on his head, glittering in silver and blue and white, crystalline filigree. His armor is gleaming white and silver as well, with sapphire inlays in the shape of snowflakes. Has white long hair. He's tall, elven looking. Those of you who know what a winter Eladrin looks like, that is the closest approximate. And there is beauty in this creature, but not a single shred of happiness comes to mind when you look at him. And it's almost sad, sorrowful, really, looking at this being so very devoured by his own sorrow, his own sense of greatness without ever finding happiness within. The dragon, just terrifying as fuck. What do you do?
I'm going to turn to Goodog and say, "There lies our foe. Let us go to battle together." And I'm going to place a hand on his shoulder, and I'm going to cast Aid on the other three, on all three of my compatriots here.
Right, what does Aid do exactly? Make a note of that.
Aid, it ups their maximum hit points by 5 for 8 hours. And
nice.
Yeah, that's... So they all get to increase their max hit points by 5. Summer smiles upon all of us. To battle. You're muted, Nick.
You're muted, Nick.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
As you touch Godog on his shoulder, you feel this burst of static energy as you look up at his eyes, and it starts crackling with lightning, and he just pulls out a spear as he starts raging. And
Nice.
he just looks towards the Ice King, and he's like, "You."
And it echoes through the battlefield. He is a little bit away, but that raging voice is booming and traveling with the wind itself. And he looks around. And on an invisible sign, the dragon beats his wings comes up into the air and over to you guys. You are running towards him, yes? You are throwing yourselves into battle, I'm assuming?
Yeah.
Yes. I turn around to Scott and go, "That is a dragon. Do you have them in Milwaukee?"
In, like, video games and comic books.
What are these strange things? Are they in your encyclopedia?
No, that's D. For dragon. I only have C.
You must tell me about these comic books later.
Oh,
But
comic
first,
books. Hold
we
on.
die.
Encyclopedia. And I spend a full action looking up comic books in the encyclopedia. I have
While you're
proficiency
running?
in this. Yes.
Hold on! Yeah. Alright, make me an investigate roll.
Okay, great. Yep. Let's see. How's my investigation now? Oh, great. Okay. That is a 5, so not the best.
Nope. In fact, you accidentally drop the encyclopedia as you charge. You want to turn around, but Goat Dog just picks you up and keeps running. I'm running towards that that dragon. All right. Is there anything you guys can do in terms of range that outmatches a dragon, or anything you want to do to protect yourselves as you are literally running towards a white dragon and the Winter King on top of it?
We're not within 30 feet yet, I'm assuming.
You're not within 30 feet yet, no.
Okay.
Are we within 120?
You are getting to that point soon enough. He's
The
not.
dog is gonna
he's
just
really
straight up throw a
soaring.
javelin. All right, so
Sweet.
javelin is plus. And that's a disadvantage, right?
Did you get any disadvantage? Any blizzard hit?
I have
last time.
I have one on my screen from the last person.
Oh yeah, sure. Go for it. Take that for the javelin throw.
Natural 1.
The javelin goes wide, and the Winter King laughs as let's just say we're getting closer and closer. It's a bit like playing chicken. So we are coming into the 30 feet as the dragon starts opening his mouth. Tom, I'll let you do your thing first.
Vile creature of winter. Summer demands justice. And I'm going to cast Compel Duel on the Winter King. And I'm going to use... Can I use one of these to impose disadvantage on the saving throw?
You have 4 of them. I'll let you do it.
Okay. So Wisdom 14 saving throw.
Wisdom 14 saving throw. You wouldn't have needed it anyway, but hey, here we go. No, I did not make that.
All right. So now it is compelled to fight me by divine demand and has disadvantage when it has to make wisdom saving throws. Yeah, I'll throw it in text.
Cool. Thank you very much. And I'll get rid of your stuff.
Can I do something before combat breaks out?
Yeah. You
Okay,
are now within 30 feet, still running in that beautiful Avenger sort of scene.
I'm going to reach out to Lord Elias and say, "Listen, fancy man, is this person trying to take away summertime? The guy on the dragon?
Yes. He's the embodiment of winter itself.
Oh, and I point at Gruff and I say, and Goatman's gonna fight him.
That seems to be the case, yes.
Okay, and I'm going to turn to Gruff, and I am going to use a feature I have as a Twilight Cleric, which is which is it's called Vigilant Blessing. So this gives Gruff advantage on his initiative roll.
Sweet. And that will come into play in just a second as you are now clashing against each other. The dragon swooping close to the ground in full-on collision mode, but it opens its mouth first. And yep, the breath weapon comes into play. So all of you, please make me a con roll. Con save.
Using advantage.
Yep.
Con.
Constitution 15. Let me know if you do not make it.
I made it.
I made it
on
also.
First roll, so I wouldn't have needed to use the advantage, but such as
20, 30. And that
Natural
is 30.
one?
Oh, no.
How did I get 2 of those in a row?
So who used advantage on that? Just Tom?
yeah, I did.
Yeah, cool. So 35 for everyone below a 15. There we go. And everyone who made the 15, that is 17 damage.
Do I take anything?
How are you
extra
doing,
for a
Lord
natural
Elias?
Elias is very much still here. Just
Oh my god!
barely.
Just barely. And the dragon lands. The ground is shattering and it's like an earthquake. Scott, you've never felt anything like this before.
Oh.
As we roll initiative, guys. One last time. One last time.
9.
Oh, we did not do Mecha's Blizzard, I think. There were so many blizzards. You guys really like your blizzard, so I'll throw it in before the combat starts.
Sure.
Ba-ba-ba.
Hey, 21.
That is a 19.
15.
So 21 was the highest? Was anyone higher? No. And who was the 21?
Me.
Say the name, please.
Good dog.
Oh, cool. The 19 was who?
Gruff.
Gruff. Scott, what did you roll?
A 9.
A 9. And Lord Elias?
A 15.
A 15. Sweet. Now, we are going to start this off with...
Stream kitty.
What?
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh. Yay, kitty! Yes, sorry, Mecha, I forgot about your blizzard because there were a lot of them. So, as the dragon lands and that earthquake starts to make you feel a little bit shaky, it also starts beating its wings towards you, and a tornado of ice is thrown your way. This is probably the last we've seen of Lord Elias from your previous thing, so we do one more con save. Another 15 con save, please. You will take damage. Some of you will die, but
I'm
that's
going
a
to
sacrifice
use an advantage.
I'm going to make.
14. God.
I am also going to use advantage, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wait,
Sorry,
I didn't
what
type
did
it
you
right.
say?
No, ignore me.
You said con save?
Con save, yes.
1 second. Moving the
Yeah,
cat
I'll
away from
definitely
my
use
computer
advantage.
mouse.
Well,
So, thank you, Rex, for that party advantage. I'm assuming it comes a little bit too late for good old Lord Elias. As all of you...
Too late for everyone.
all of you take 35 cold damage.
I'm dead.
I'm dead.
I'm dead.
I am definitely out.
Did your hit points not go up with your because Scott is a cleric now.
Oh, I forgot my temporary hit points.
Yeah, and temporary as
How
well.
much was the total
from
damage?
Elizabeth's Blessing.
5
How much was the...
extra hit points.
35 was the whole thing.
I'm at 1.
Right, and you had your Eostra's Blessing as well from earlier with the, I don't know how much it was, 12 or
I
something
don't-
extra.
Yeah, I factored that in as well.
Oh god. And you are a cleric, you are a superhero, right? You did you did roll your hit points for that. Sweet.
Yeah,
Just
totally.
making sure. Lord Elias and Good Dog, was it as well that you're out?
Yeah, good dog's out.
I am also
Good Dog's out as well. What?
Yeah, I hit exactly
You just
0.
came in.
Yeah,
Sweet.
I hit exactly 0.
Even with the temporary hit points from...
I didn't get temporary hit points. I gave them to everybody else.
Ah, yes. Cool.
Yeah.
Did not expect that. They were fresh. Yeah. So, we're starting with Lord Elias, who has lasted a lot longer than I expected, to be perfectly honest. As the dragon wings beat and the storm is raging towards you, you are flung back. You're flung back and you end up lying right next to that dictionary, funnily enough, that just by magical divine irony has opened itself to comics. I think looking up earlier, wasn't it? To the word comic, and just as you read, you're like, oh, it's pictures, and you feel your life force leaving you. Is there anything you would like to add to that?
I will just shout out in a majestic voice towards Scott and says, "Ah, Scott!
Yes, fancy
I wish
man.
I could have seen Milwaukee." And because I rolled a 16, could I use that to kind of inspire Scott with just that symbol of the owlbear and the falcon high-fiving, just as Elias just falls to the ground and goes, "I am the last of the house."
In fact, as Lord Elias was pushed back and you still look out and reach out your hand in a dramatic fantasy romance novel fashion, somehow a badge with the coat of arms of his house was ripped from his armor and is lying in the snow, and you can pick it up before Blizzard hits you as well and pushes you down and knocks you prone. You rolled that 16, so inspired by the noble sacrifice of the Lord, Scott gets a D10 inspiration die. Tim, thank you very much for playing with us.
Thanks for having us. I definitely survived a lot longer than I was expecting.
I know, right? Is there anything you would like to plug before you leave us?
Aside from everyone just keeps donating to Gosh, it's an awesome charity and hospital, and they do lots of amazing work. I do some homebrew writing in my spare time when I'm not doing, and tweet at AnonMoth on Twitter for all I'm writing at the moment. But thanks for having me, guys, and go on and kill the Winter King in the name of Lord Elias Radius Maive the Fourth.
Thank you very much. And Nick, Frost Warden defeated by a Frost ultimately. Do you want to RP yourself out or your own death, or are you wanting me to do it?
So, Good Dog's just gonna look at this and he's gonna be like, he's just gonna, as he gets frozen and falls to the ground, he just tries flinging his great axe at the Ice King, and he's gonna be like, "Baby Stealer, I hope someone kills you," and he just falls over.
And did you roll for your positive or negative deeds?
Oh, I
last
will do
deed?
that right now.
Yeah.
Ooh, with an 18.
Huh. Right. So, as you say that to the Winter King, it turns into a vicious mockery. Roll me that d4. It's not much, because it's the Winter King. He's not mocked that easily.
That's a 3.
That's a 3. And he takes that 3 damage as he says, "You wound me. And yeah, you do, actually. You managed to wound him with that. Nick, is there anything else you would like to say before we leave you today?
Thank you very much for letting me play. I'm sure this is probably karma from last night. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah. That was rough.
Hey, I mean, at least I was nice. My wife wanted it to be a cone of shame.
It's in the Discord for our gala game. Which gala? Next Wednesday. Anyway.
It's in creative.
Yeah. Thank you very much for that.
Other than support Gosh, you can find me on Twitter. You can find me on Discord at Frost__Warden. There's only so many names available. Just support your local animal shelters. They haven't been getting a lot of attention with all the pandemic stuff, and they multiply much faster than humans and don't get nearly as much attention.
And in fact, as you lie on the ground and we see you out with that, you do hear the Summer King's voice. You've been a good dog. And you do not rise as a thrall, and neither does Lord Elias, by the way. Thanks, Nick, for playing with us. Bye.
It was absolutely amazing. Thank you very much for killing me for my birthday.
Well, happy birthday! You told me that earlier.
It's a week from Monday.
Fair enough. We'll kill you again in a week.
Yeah, remind us.
See you later
on Monday.
See you guys later.
And Tom, how would you like to go out as the blizzard is encapsulating you?
I feel like the ice builds up on Gruff as he continues moving forward, and it starts creeping up to his chest towards his heart. And I rolled a 12 on my check, so I get to do a positive thing. Can I throw the fire of summer at the Winter King?
Sure.
All right. So as the ice crawls up and starts to freeze his heart, he looks up and says, "The ice of winter cannot extinguish the fire of summer." And I'm going to cast Moonbeam, and I'm going to maintain it as long as you want to over the Winter King. To be a con
and it
14
hits both.
Save. Yeah, it gets both.
It hits both the dragon and the Winter King.
And
con save, you
may
say?
I use one of those wonderful dice to impose disadvantage?
Yes, you will.
Yeah.
It probably won't help for the Winter King, who rolled really fucking well. I'm just gonna double check. Yeah, that's a 16 for the Winter King.
That makes it.
And for the dragon, also at disadvantage, as those two advantages go. Not so great, actually. Only a 10.
All right, well, I rolled really bad damage, so the Winter King takes 2 damage, and the dragon takes 4.
And the dragon takes 4.
Fire of summer really coming through for me.
You see that moonbeam coming down. Let's just make it for flavor only into beams of the sun pushing through the overcast sky, and you see smoke rising from where it hits the creatures. And they actually maneuver to get themselves out of that beam quite immediately. But this is the last sight for you, knowing that you did a little bit of damage, and that the Summer King is smiling upon you, and you're helping him get through as well. Thank you very much for playing with us, Tom. What would you like to plug? And it better be Gala.
Well, of course, come watch me play with these two lovely folks on Gala of the Dam on Wednesdays here at Encounter Roleplay. You can also catch me over on Master the Game YouTube channel on Wednesday nights. For my wife, who unfortunately our internet died right as Laura died, she was not able to plug her Instagram channel, shiny_maths_rocks, Shiny Math Rocks, where she is making resin dice by hand and learning how to do that basically on her own and posting her results. So please go on there, follow her. Thank you so much for letting me play, and let's all remember, everyone out there, that Black lives do in fact matter. Have a great day, and Scott, you're carrying all of us now. Continue on.
So, the storm hits.
It is In fact, Scott, that is the only one who gets back up out of these 4 people as you look around you.
The storm hits, and I think Scott's first reaction is, "Oh, that's a little bit chilly." And you see, Lydia, in the Midwest, we like to understate things. And then he looks around and he says, "Goat man? Fancy guy? I didn't even know that other guy's name." "Oh, okay. Can I take an action to heal myself?"
Yes, you can.
Okay, I'm just gonna drop an aura of vitality on myself to give myself 6 hit points back, so I am at a total of 7.
Not gonna last long.
What?
And as
What,
you,
Lydia?
nothing. No,
Okay.
nothing. You're a great guy to have here. Sorry, I just saw Mecca's wig, and takes me a second to. Where was I? Who am I? As you stand in front of a bloody dragon and the Winter King on top, and you try and keep it together from the sides and from the raging battle between the forces of summer and winter. Some more warriors emerge to aid you against the Winter King with their eyes on the prize. They're coming for you. Now, let's start with the man with a wig. Mecca, you are running after the Winter King who just left the battlefield, and you were getting so close as well. So you turn around, you cut through his thralls to get to him and to keep going. Who are you exactly?
My name is Kaid Wettail, salesman extraordinaire, here to sell you anything that you need, albeit a dusty rock. It looks like a dusty rock, but really, if you just spend some time cleaning it, it will let you see the future. Only a measly 500 gold, but because it's dusty, I'll throw that back down by 25 gold, bring it down to 1,000 gold.
This is the sales pitch you get, Die, as you're running away from the battle as well, and you're closing up with another fighter, another warrior, and you think you have your eyes on the prize, but apparently this other warrior has a, let's just say, a side quest, a personal side quest going.
So, my character, sorry, is a stout halfling standing at 3'5", hazel hair, and dull blue eyes.
There you go.
We hear voices in the back. I don't know by whom exactly.
Yeah. And yeah, he's just got he's got so many little pouches on him, and he's got a big rucksack on him, and just red and blue shirt with a bright red tie, and he's got a massive afro, just running Mr. Storm King, sir. I think I have a perfect deal for you. So if you just come over here, and I can sell you the perfect pitch.
All right, Diane, how does your character react to that?
So we're still coming. Okay. Slightly perturbed as my character steps in carrying the, let's just say, the fancy equivalent of a microphone, going, "And while our brave boys fight in the trenches, I'm here to report that Summer is indeed winning this battle, and I appear to have been drafted into the army of... Studio, get me out. I'm just here to report the weather."
Oh, God.
Well-dressed, half-elf gentleman looking around and gesturing as if to a map that is no longer there and going, Studio! Damn this cantrip!
I like how we started with super serious fighters, and now we just have, I don't know, the circus is in town. Amazing. So these two buddy cop characters that I want to see get more of in a not fightery scene are running next to each other, one trying to sell shiny rocks, the other one reporting on the weather. Hawkeye, please save us. How is your character joining the scene? Are you muted?
While we figure out the face shenanigans with the sound issues, I would like to say a massive thank you to everybody in chat. We are so close to hitting our stretch goal of 300 pounds today. Just 4 pounds left in that goal. You are all amazing. And all of that money will be going to Great Ormond Street Hospital, which is an amazing charity that you can check out at gosh.org. Hawkeye, try a refresh and try not pressing your mute button until it is fully loaded in.
Also, aren't we on 316 rather than 69?
Are we? Has my
that's what I'm seeing on stream.
Well, my numbers have not updated, but yes, it does appear to be so. We have smashed through. Oh no, Kobold number 6 should hide away and update the goal. Goodbye.
Kobold is very busy and has a lot of things to do, of course. So we'll get you in. No, we still can't hear you, Hawkeye. Sometimes when you do vMix, when you press it too soon, it switches around, so try and mute yourself, maybe it works then. Nope, still not. Yeah, come again, refresh, and we'll deal with the weatherman, the salesman, and the other salesman. Which is a dream team fighting against the Winter King in an epic battle for summer.
We are the chosen ones.
You very much are the chosen ones.
Here to sell you
Scott,
completely legitimate objects of super magical kind. Like, so magical.
So magical. And in fact, Cade, because I'm just taking over the initiative at this point from the previous players. So, Cade is there. The weatherman. You managed to slightly outrun your halfling friend, maybe because you were not interested in rocks, and you manage to get to the dragon first. Now you would know that the dragon has been valiantly fighting, but has taken a lot of hits from both the Austria and many of the other soldiers. It is definitely not at full health and can be taken down quite quickly.
Testing.
Yes, we've got you. Good stuff.
All right.
We'll get to you in your turn.
Okay.
Is that okay? Because we just started the thing. All right, Jayan.
So the weatherman runs up, screeches to a halt, looks at the dragon, looks at the fact that it's apparently damaged. And on today's forecast, a heat wave headed to your face, and casts Flaming Sphere at the dragon.
Amazing. You're still running, and the sphere is sort of running with you. It's turning anime, where everything gets super elongated, and the sphere is just rushing into the dragon. Is that a save on my part, or are you able to?
That was... I think it's a dex save on your part. Yes, dexterity saving throw. And that is a
19.
Damn and blast. That unfortunately makes it. However, you do take half damage, so...
I did make it, yeah.
10 points of fire damage.
10 points of fire damage, and it does go through... Oh, on the dragon, not on the Winter King. Oof. Yep, it's almost taking out one of the legs that had already been targeted. You see him going up in flame. The wounds, of course, as soon as you cut the dragon, it immediately turns into ice. The blood itself freezes over in various crusts. But fire... Yep, he doesn't like fire, and he roars in pain. as we get to...
Watch out for those flare-ups!
God damn it. As we get to the Winter King is very clearly not impressed with its steed faltering, and it disappears, or he disappears from its back. He reappears behind you, Scott. And you swirl around. You're an inch away from the Winter King's face. You look into his eyes. Sad eyes. Angry eyes. Eyes that say, I do not know happiness, so no one else shall. And it's a very unsettling view. Roll me a wisdom save, please.
Oh, okay. Let's see. I check my stats. Because I changed. All right, there we
Yeah, I know.
That's a 24.
Nice. You are not charmed by the Winter King's sorrowful presence. You take a step back, and it is that blessing from Eostre that you recall, that warmth within you that keeps you warm, that does not freeze your heart. And the Winter King is definitely a little bit ticked off by that. Cocks his head. Unusual. You are very unusual. He scowls. But we're getting to Hawkeye. Your character is rushing in to get after the dragon as well. How do you join the party?
Ben de Mustaine sees what's been going on, and he just calmly, slowly strides forward, his gold dragonborn scales glistening in the winter sunlight, and he sighs, "Enough of this madness. We need to take this to the matter at hand." And with my bonus action, I put Hexblade's Curse on the Winter King.
Mm-hmm.
First of all. And then, with that, I am going to put my hand out, and it's Eldritch Blast time, because he is a Hexblade Warlock.
Go hit that thing.
Alright, so with the... Let's see, with the Hexblade's Curse, I get a +3 to bonus damage. Let's see. And a 19 or 20 is considered a crit. Just for clarification for everyone. 24 probably hits.
It happened to me. It does hit, but unfortunately not the Winter King. You have him. You know you have him. He's right there. You shoot that Eldritch Blast and it zooms towards him when the cold air, the snow, forms in front of the Winter King into a person. A person looking like someone you may have spotted in the lineup of soldiers many, many hours ago. A person with a cute little sprite sitting by her ear, chatting with her. Cute little summer Eladrin called Sethri, bound by the Winter King as his thrall, teleporting out of nowhere in front of him to take that Eldritch Blast. As the blast hits her, a painful scream can be heard throughout the battlefield. She dissipates, she melts, she disintegrates by the force that you have thrown towards the Winter King, meant for him, sacrificing herself. That was the binding of someone dying on Mourner's Mound. One thrall is gone. Some others might remain, but we'll find out, because now it's Cade's turn. You did see that happen. You also see that there's still a dragon on the battlefield.
Do I get 2 actions? Do I get 2 shot blasts?
Oh, possibly, actually, at level 6, yeah.
Okay, so seeing that happen, he'll take the second shot and he'll put it towards the dragon.
Cool. That does not have thrall, so that's a good idea.
Okay, well, let me fix something here. Let's move that back to +7. Natural 20.
All right. You might just kill yourself a dragon here. Go for it.
All right. So do you roll 2d10s then?
Yeah. Or
Plus
just
my
double.
bonus?
Doesn't really matter.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. So 13 plus 4 is 17 points of force damage.
17 points of force damage.
Takes aim, and a bright gold blast of eldritch energy extends from his palms and goes right towards the face of this cursed dragon.
Nice. Go. I like the gold touch. And you almost like burn a scar into the dragon's face. Take out half of its muzzle, his teeth falling to the ground in large crystals. Shakes his head, roars up on its hind legs as well. It is the dragon's turn, unfortunately, and it will try and fuck you up. It has the fiery sphere around its legs. Does it take any damage at the beginning of its turn, Diane?
I should remember to unmute myself. It only takes damage. Where is it? If it ends its turn within 5 feet.
Sweet. It moves around and away from the sphere. It is a fairly large creature, so it can quite easily do that. I am going to use my advantage here, well, one of them, and try and bite at Hawkeye's character, and then natural 20 back.
Ooh.
Sorry.
Fair is fair.
Camera. Okay, that is a lot of d8s. I'm rolling so many d8s today. So it bites down. You've taken out half of its muzzle. It goes for you, fueled by pain and rage. D10 as well. That is 15 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
And 17. Oh, sorry, not 17. That's a 6, not a 9. And 14 points of cold damage.
Okay, as soon as he does that, Bender Mustaine, with disgust in his voice, uses Hellish Rebuke back against this foe.
So he chomps down on you and has you half in its grip. When that force, that golden force of Summer's fire erupts from you and blasts off his lower jaw. How much damage do you do?
It'll be 2d10, but he's got to make a dex saving throw. If he passes it, he only gets half the damage.
Does
so
not
I'll
pass
go
it.
ahead
I
and
rolled
roll.
2.
All right, so I look at him and say in Draconic, "Your mother was a caterpillar and your father was a worm, and you were never happy with that."
That last bit makes it.
For 11 points of... Let's see, what kind of damage is it? Fire damage, it looks like. Actually, that was at level 3, so I need to roll two more d10s. Give me a second here. Oh, let's make that an additional 32, so a total of 43 points of fire damage.
Jesus, fuck. I mean, yeah. It's not just the jaw you blast out with that hellish rebuke. You see his jaw flying off to one side, but then that hellish rebuke, that hellish golden fire, it travels up into its neck and down into the dragon and literally explodes him from the inside. Bits of dragon pieces flying across the battlefield in a hailstorm, wouldn't you say, Weatherman of death?
I'll meet you in shower.
Diane's trying her best not to do all weather reports all the time.
I will gladly refer to Weatherman every now and then for commentary, if that's cool with you.
I'm happy to provide it. Yes, Weatherman absolutely looking at that and going, Make sure you've got your hail insurance, everybody.
And I look at its remaining corpse and say, never mess with a Demosthane.
Don't know what that means, but it's a cool one-liner.
His name is Ben Demosthane. Don't mess with our house. Don't mess with our family.
And you feel invigorated by that point, mostly because Young Bro just gave advantage to you. So you have that for the next turn. The dragon has been defeated. There's still a couple of problems around, though, the biggest one being the Winter King himself, Cade. How would you like to approach this, in comparison to the dragon, quite small person?
Is there anybody within 5 feet of him?
Scott.
I'm going to fire my short bow and hope for sneak attack damage.
Yeah, that should work.
So this here bow is enchanted with precision accuracy, so if you want to buy this off of me after I use it, then you'll have to, it's my personal object, so it might be like a bit less willing to sell it.
Are you talking to me?
Well, I'm talking to everybody in the back. If the Winter King wants to buy it, then I'm no one to say no. Money's money.
So when the battle is over, do we get it at a used rate or a new rate?
Used rate. I'm a fair businessman.
Is it in working condition?
Oh, absolutely. I'm no hack. 20 to hit.
20 to hit, does it? Yes, go for it.
Okay. See how that perfectly went through the air, my amazing accuracy? Just fantastic. Now I have to do sneak attack stuff, so 1 second. So that's 3d6, plus 1d6 plus 4.
That dice.
While Mecha rolls that, I think Scott reaches out and just, like, twangs the arrow that's sticking out of the Winter King.
So that's 4, 6, plus 4.
Sorry to interrupt the maths really quickly. 20 damage off! I saw that and I felt that. Yikes! We have had a flurry of little donations just coming in. Thank you all so much. Thank you to YoungBro44, who gives an advantage to Hawkeye. And Rolla, who also gives a martini to Hawkeye, which I think is an advantage. And the better Owen donates £10. I'm guessing that's a blizzard, right, Lydia?
Knowing Owen, that's definitely a fucking blizzard. Yep. Thanks. Thank you very much. And, all right. How much damage did you do all in all again?
20.
20.
Amazing damage. I've enchanted these arrows with piercing, extra powerful arrows. You can see from my hair flips that I'm being completely 100% honest, as every good businessman should be.
My colleagues are reporting appearances of charlatans in the area.
I'll sell these arrows for 20 gold, plus the bow, 30 gold. It's a perfect price, I'm saying.
It's a little bit of confusion you can see on the Winter King's face. As picture perfect as it is, he has not expected you people. Let's be honest here. And he disappears in a flurry of snow and ice. Donated by the better Owen, thank you very much. Roll me a con save, everyone. Because I feel like this is the last we'll have seen of Scott.
Can I use my advantage?
Yes, please do.
What's the DC, Lydia?
15.
Okay, I rolled a 16.
First roll, I accidentally typed in +6 when it should be +2, and I am in fact using my advantage.
Yeah, so...
Alright, type in chat to let Charlie know to take that off the thing.
My second roll was worse than my first one. So...
That's how it goes.
Ooh, 21.
24.
Remember to brace yourselves against sudden winter storms, folks.
And those winter storms are harsh and punishing. It's quite a sight for a weatherman to behold, because normally you're inside reporting on what's happening outside. Now you find yourself in the middle of it. Everyone, even those that manage to pass, take 30 cold damage. If you... Hawkeye, you're muted.
And just for theatrical sakes, if we failed.
If you failed, I'm getting to that, between 15 and 10, you also get disadvantage on your next turn. And if you roll below a 10, you also gain a level of exhaustion.
Righto,
Mark that down.
I've got a disadvantage for next turn. That's expected. See, now if I had been wearing my winter-resistant coat in my bag, I would have been perfectly fine, but since I wasn't, there's a lot of other prices to be said, folks.
Is Scott gone?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Scott had
anyone...
7 hit points left.
Is anyone else gone? Ah.
We had joy, we had fun. We had hit seasons without sun.
But you killed a dragon. That's something.
Yeah, true.
All right. So let's start with Scott Doc Crimbo.
How
are you going out?
As the frost creeps up his body, Scott sort of crumples and crawls over toward the weatherman and toward Cade, and looks at me and says, "First of all, hi, my name's Scott. I'm from Milwaukee. It's nice to meet both of you folks. I think I'm dying." So he reaches out and he takes the C dictionary. Says, "You need to have this. It's important." And I reach out with the C volume of the dictionary or encyclopedia, and I give it to them, and I say, "Okay, I'm gonna die now," and then I die.
Is that a good death or a bad death? Did you?
Oh, good question. Let's roll and find out. That's 16. So that's a great death. It's great.
So as you hand over that dictionary to the salesman, fellow salesman, really,
the one who looks like Brian May.
Yeah, it starts glowing with golden, warm energy. And would you like to add a positive touch to that somehow, Doc?
Yeah, I think that maybe there's something in there. If he could find a useful spell that starts with the letter C, he could cast that spell. If you will allow it. It has to start with C.
I'm gonna give that to you, Mecha. Can you find a spell?
Your wounds.
Good call, I think. Cast it at... Cast it at
I think that's a
third.
level.
Cast it at 3rd level. And you can use that for either yourself, you can use it for someone else, you can basically store that. It's the dictionary that...
Oh, use it on myself.
Triggers it. Cool. You can roll that. And as for Scott, as he falls into the ground, the Snow King, the Winter King, just humans turns around. What is Doc Crimbo? What is Justin wanting to plug?
What is Doc Rimbo? What is I'm Doc Rimbo here and on the Discord. The Encounter Roleplay Discord, and on Wednesdays I get to play Gala of the Damned, a Zweihander mini-season with my good friend Lydia, who just killed me, and Tom, who you met earlier, and we have a lot of fun. And that's all. What a great cause, and Black Lives Matter, and the world is burning, but it's important to have fun with your friends. So everyone stay safe, and I'll see you later.
Bye. And Hawkeye, Bender Mustaine saw, and slayed a fucking dragon. You really took the "we're not here for a long time, but we're here for a good time" motto very seriously. Would you like to tell us how you go out?
Ben feels the storm hit. He knows he's going down. And knowing that with his valor there slaying the dragon, he is dying a good death, he reaches to his belt and grabs his packed blade, his scimitar, and throws it to our fine weatherman over there. Use it with pride, use it with skill, use it to slay that fool. As he collapses into the snow.
And roll me that d20.
I already did. It's a 15.
Find out. Oh, it's a 15. Good. Would you like to give that sword a specific flavor, a specific power as your boon before summer takes you?
I would say I'm gonna, just for fun. Let's say as he hands it over, he puts some of his eldritch energy into it, and with one of his eldritch abilities, he has, let's see, which one do I want to use here? He has Agonizing Blast, so that way it can do an extra 10 points of force damage when he connects the first time.
Is that your charisma bonus? All right. Doesn't
yeah.
matter.
Okay.
Yeah. It's normally a 5. But
is it a 5?
The salesman,
okay. Maybe I misread it.
It's your charisma bonus, so whatever your charisma is.
Whatever your charisma bonus, you get that much for force damage the first time you connect.
So if you attack with that scimitar, or let's just say with any attack that you choose, add your charisma bonus as a damage. And with that, Bender Mustaine drops to one knee heroically, drops down, and Hawkeye. We're saying goodbye to you, but where can we find you? And what?
Well, you can find me several places. Here on this channel on Tuesday nights, you'll find me as Iliad, captain, as people like to say, of the Prosperity in our sci-fi adventure Lost Horizons. Thursday night you can find me on my channel doing my weekly Skyrim serial. I'm currently doing a story using the Dawnguard DLC, The Fang and the Claw. And Saturday nights, probably my most popular thing, Saturday night 7 p.m. on my channel is Grappler's Keep, where a number of DMs, GMs, and RPG players from across the Twitch universe join us in our own little WWE 2K20 universe, wrestling in a ring we affectionately refer to as the Dice Tray, as we prepare for 2 championship tournaments and a pay-per-view coming up in the next 2 to 3 weeks.
And it's really a blast. Go check that out. My little fangirl heart is so happy every time. Thank you very much for playing with us, Hawkeye. Have a
it was a blast.
evening.
No pun intended.
And goodbye. All right, we've got a weatherman and a salesman left, and one person coming in. You are standing next to each other near the Winter King, who is now reforming as the blizzard ebbs down. And I'm just going to have him use a legendary action, because I can. He walks up. He walks
I
up
think
to...
You should take my arrow as a blessing. That I have blessed you with my amazing magic, and I did not mean to hurt you, but really I'm here to sell you products. Can you see those lines of people following for this amazing magical book?
You have potential, my little friend. He walks up to you slowly, takes the arrow out of his shoulder. It's very good quality. I could use someone like you.
Well, if you let me wander the planet, bringing in suckers, I will be able to do these things without you hurting me or killing me in any way.
Have you ever heard of a Dominate Monster spell, Micah?
Yeah.
Roll me a wisdom save.
I'm not a monster.
Well, yeah, but Dominate Person also works.
My wisdom is +0. Okay, that's lovely. 6.
No. As he leans down, and you feel his icy cold lips on your forehead, and Winter's kiss encloses your heart in ice. This is your new king.
I don't actually feel different.
Fair enough. I guess you were only here for a sales pitch in the first place. This is your king, and your king commands you. Kill them. And he points at the weatherman and at a new person that just came in. Hi, Cat. What does that new person look like? Who are they? And oh boy, they saw a lot of bullshit happening.
Yeah, looks like I missed a lot. They look around and this. Right. Scraping the bottom of the barrel again. So, hi. Yes, a tall elf, dark hair pulled back in braids, very green eyes, dressed not in robes, but in clothes that would be suitable for this this type of climate. And this is John, the wood elf war mage, who has been called in by Summer.
You've been slinging your spells at the Winter King's soldiers, at the Winter King's thralls, and at the dragon. You were partly responsible for bringing that dragon to the point where it could be killed by these folks, and now you want the big price. You want the Winter King himself. So you left the battlefield where, you know, the peasants were still fighting, and you joined these two left next to the Winter King, although one of them just seems to have swapped sides. I'm going to add you in. Actually,
See, Mr. Weatherman, I'm going to sell you a perfect pitch. Me stabbing you with my sword.
Security, security! Can we get security over here?
The thing about this amazing magical item is that when I pierce you with my sword, you will probably most likely die. It takes maybe a few minutes, but I'm telling you, 20 gold, and I'll do it even faster.
Can we get a close-up of that man's face?
You see these two squabbling there, and the Winter King laughing at the amusement. What do you do?
Dear King, you look very chilled, and I will cast Agonizer's Scorcher at him. So this is a Dex save, DC. Trying to figure out what my DC is. DC 13.
DC 13, and he did not make it. As the Scorcher hits him, however, you see one more thrall appearing in front of him, teleporting out of nowhere, almost forming out of the ice itself and taking the blast for their liege.
That's going to be 18 points of fire damage.
I completely evaporates that thrall of his. Steam rising in the air when snow is melted by your Scorcher, but the Winter King seems unscathed. That is his reaction.
You're going to run out of those eventually.
Always watch out for sudden ice formations.
And after Cat, it is the Weatherman's turn, who is being accosted by a salesman in more ways than one.
Well, the Weatherman's been hurt.
Sail.
You know what? Just gonna cast Cure Wounds of myself. Because I have that.
Go for it.
So that'll be...
Do you have any bonus action as well?
Oh, yes. Yes, I do. So first thing, Cure Wounds at 3rd level. That's 15 hit points back. Just grabbing a little energy bar and going, just have to sustain myself for the rest of this broadcast. And
quick
then
question.
as a bonus,
Sorry. When I used Cure Wounds on myself, would I have added a modifier of any kind?
Wisdom.
Nothing then. Okay, cool.
Unsurprising.
okay. So
What's
you
your
have
bonus
a
action,
nutrition
Barry?
bar, and my bonus action is going to be to send the flaming sphere crashing into our friendly salesman over there.
Go for it. Wait, oh, it's salesman. Winter King is just ignored?
One of them is rushing at me with a knife, one of them is not. I'm so sorry. This is happening again. Every time I'm on stream, this happens.
It's fine, don't need to do anything. Go attack the friendly salesman.
I feel so betrayed. Come here, I'm gonna stab you.
Right,
Please
what's
roll
the
dexterity save. It's a
A
DC.
dexterity save. Okay.
DC 15. DC 15.
Six.
Okay.
I love these rolls.
You have been not rolling well. Neither am I. 4 damage.
Okay.
Flash fires can appear out of nowhere. And
The Winter King turns to a cat who looks like an actual warrior in contrast to these two. Oh, a new face on the battlefield. And you see his crown starting to glow as two motes of that crown shoot towards you, little crystals, crystalline ice, and that is... Are you using one advantage for that? That turned from a 1 to a 20.
That will hit.
Say bullshit. That will hit.
Yep.
And you take a double 8 as well on D8, so 16 regular damage and just 4 cold damage, so 20 in total for the first
Okay.
note.
Reaction absorb elements.
Yes, good call. Because the second mote is going for you as well. That does not hit. That's a 3 and a 6. I used it as an advantage for that, but the mote just shoots past you as you duck away. Kate! Do something with that knife.
Kide Wethale here to report the latest news. Gonna take your job. I'm gonna run forwards. I guess he doesn't still count as my ally because so I don't get sneak attack.
No.
Shame. And actually, if I stay next to the Winter King, within 5 feet of the Winter King, he's an ally, right? I'm going to shoot the Weatherman with my bow, with my short bow.
Your ally needs to be next to the person that you're wanting your sneak attack on.
Yes.
Because they're distracting them.
Okay, never mind. I'm just going to rush forwards with my short sword.
Go for it.
Okay. $27, natural 20. How about those bad rolls, huh?
I'm enjoying this immensely.
I forget what happens when I crit.
You just double the damage dice. You can either roll the dice twice or just double whatever is on the die, but not the modifier. Just blame it on the weatherman.
I'll double that. 18 damage. Oh wait, no, I haven't rolled to hit you. Oh yes, I have, of course. Did I?
Yes, you have. It's a natural 20. 18 damage as you stab the poor weatherman. Does that take you out?
No.
No.
I did heal myself.
Since I can sell you this sword if you want, but since it's got a nice bloody effect on it, I feel like it's now partly yours. So I feel like if you just pay 15 gold, a bit of an extortion price for you since I'm stabbing you, you can have this sword taken out of you. How about that? 15 gold. That's all I'm saying.
I'm afraid I'm going to have to give you the cold shoulder on that one.
Cat, save us.
Oh my. Did I just see someone attack the weatherman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's supposed to be your
all-
allies are now doing that towards each other.
All right. Yeah. So let's. I'm fairly certain that this weatherman person, is not fighting on behalf of the Winter King, correct?
They were both on your team until the Winter King gave the salesman a little smooch.
So John just kind of picks up some snow, starts forming a snowball, and as he's packing the snowball, it starts to become fire. And he goes, for you and your thralls, and fireball. I want to miss Dai's character, but go ahead and hit the curly-haired one that was just kissed by the king.
A firebolt or a fireball?
Fireball. Actual fireball.
Because that has a very large radius.
Yes, it does. But I'd like to be able to just put the edge of it between them, if that's possible. Or if you want to let him hit all of them, that's fine.
If you want to hit both the Winter King, if you want to hit both the Winter King and the salesman, you would also hit the weatherman. You can layer it so that it hits either of them. Like only the Winter King or only the salesman, but if you want to hit both, you also get the weatherman in it.
We'll just go with the Winter King then.
Boo.
I mean, sacrifices have to be made, but we do try to avoid killing innocents whenever possible.
So what's the save?
He's a
for
weatherman.
that?
He is not innocent.
It's a DC 13 dex save.
Using my... Oh, wait. No, using my last advantage, Charlie. That's better. 19 rolled. So, I make it, but I will take damage.
You will take half of 32 for 16 fire damage.
16 fire damage. Okay.
Yes,
Flames just roll over him, narrowly miss the other two squabbling fighters, and the Winter King does not seem pleased. I knew I had to watch out for you, he says, and we come to the weatherman, who feels nice and toasty.
Yes.
Also has a
Nice
sword
and toasty.
in him.
Warmed up by my own blood. It's wonderful. The weatherman is going to... Let's see. Oh, hang on. I just remembered. Salesman, you ended your turn next to the flaming sphere, didn't you? Because I
I
crashed
ran
into
it, he just
and-
stabbed you.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough. Okay. In that case, either way, the flaming sphere, let's do bonus action first, goes rolling towards the Winter King. If he's within 30 feet of wherever the sphere is.
Yeah, that will
So
work.
a dex save on the Winter King's part.
Natural one, and I have no more advantages. Roll the damage.
It's not much damage, but you know. 6 points of fire damage.
Does take him down. He has taken some damage by now. Alright, it's enough.
And then for my full action, just kind of shuffle my feet along the ground a little bit, rub my hands together, and you can see a little spark forming, and go, and I've been informed that in this area lightning can strike twice, and I would like to fire a lightning bolt through the salesman towards the Winter King again.
Yeah, go for it. And add that charisma damage as well, that hook I gifted you.
Oh, yes. So that is another dex save.
That is 15.
Can I use my reaction as an uncanny dodge to half the damage?
Yeah.
And also
Doesn't
take the
uncanny
damage.
dodge only work on targeted attacks, though? It was
Oh,
evasion.
yeah, that might be
When-
evasion, actually. I got
When
that
an
wrong.
attacker, It says when an attacker you can see hits you with an attack, you can use your reaction to half the damage against you.
Right, but it's not a targeted attack. It's an AoE attack, and that's where evasion is used.
Okay, sorry. Haven't played a rogue since last Meatgrinder.
No worries.
I'll just
So roll the damage
dex
die.
save.
Let us know what it is.
It is.
Would be 20. Nice.
I'm rolling a lot of d6s today, so.
I got a natural 20 on my dex save, by the way.
Oh,
So 24.
It's 29 points of damage, so half that for Mecha.
So it's 14, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. 14 for Mecha. And what did 15 make it earlier or not for the Wooden King?
The 15 is in fact exactly what he needed.
Cool. So also takes 14. Might actually get him. All right. Brings us. Are you still standing, Mecha?
Yes.
Cool. Brings us to the Winter King, who is looking from you to Cat, or from the Weatherman to John, really, and sends out 2 of those motes each.
Is this a spell?
Yeah, the crown. It's not so much a spell; it's an item.
It's
It
an
is
ability.
magic.
Okay.
What are you? Yeah. What are you just
Okay,
having magic
I was-
resistance or?
No, I was going to use counterspell.
Oh no, it's not a spell. No, it wouldn't
Okay,
work for
that's
that.
what I needed to know.
I haven't even used spells yet because everyone was fighting each other. So 1 for Cat, 1 for John, 1 for John, 1 for the salesman. That should hit both of you. 20 is the lowest. And for the Weatherman salesman, Jesus Christ. That is 11 regular damage plus 3 cult damage, so 14 in total.
Wait, to who?
To the Weatherman.
That's confusing.
I know, that's why I said the wrong thing.
I'm afraid
and
that's it.
That's it for the Weatherman. I'm going to deal with John's attack in a second. I'm just wanting to give Diane the ability to narrate and announce her way out.
Oh god, it's the Weatherman go.
I can do it for you as well if you want.
You know what? I'm gonna give it to you because I want to see what you do with this.
So the mote from his crown turns into an arrow that looks suspiciously like the salesman's arrow, as if he'd copied that design immediately because he liked it, and it pierces your heart. You feel the cold. You feel the sadness overtaking you. It's a sad, sad day for the Weatherman. And roll me that d20 real quick. $11. That is just enough to, let's say, to have a light of gold, a light summery warmth bursting from you, and the salesman looks down blinded by this burst of light that melts his cold, cold heart. You're no longer under the dominate effect. As the Weatherman falls and is out. Diane, where can we find you? And what would you like to plug?
You can find me as Balrog1911 pretty much everywhere. It's everywhere. It's a thing.
Okay, feel free.
What can I plug? I'm going to plug the charity, of course. Great Ormond Street Hospital is a wonderful, wonderful thing, and I absolutely urge everyone to just chuck in and maybe get one more blizzard going for the kill count, I guess. And yeah, just hang around. Next weekend, Sunday, I will be playing a Paranoia game on Other Dogs channel. So it was supposed to be today, but had to be postponed, and hence why I'm here getting murdered for charity.
Sweet. Thank you very much for playing with us. Feel free to stay on call for now and watch this till the end, or drop out if you have somewhere to go. We have 2 more fighters left, and now the salesman and John are both fully within with their wits together. John, however, a shard of ice is flying your way, and you take no, not that much. 12 damage overall.
How much is that as cold?
That would be 4 damage cold. So 8 damage normal, and 4 of that is cold. And 4
Okay,
cold.
gonna go ahead and reaction absorb elements again.
Mm-hmm.
So take that down to 2, so 10.
And Cade, you snap out of it. You're no longer under the Winter King's thrall. What do you do? You're muted.
I pull my sword out of the body. I'm like, wow. With the blood on this, this could go for an antique look. Probably like add another 20 gold a piece. And I really already wanted to work with the Winter King, but that did hurt my heart. Winter King, I have a pitch for you. A nice sale, if you would. But I won't be taking any money from you because, obviously, as my employer now. How about this? Very, very simple. I sell your wares across the land, and you don't kill me. Perfect.
He nods along, slightly bemused eyebrows. Would you like to try a persuasion check, or is that an ability you have for that?
I'm gonna persuade him. Sure, why not? I'm just agreeing to work with him because I'm a nice, honest person. I'm lawful
Make
by
that
nature.
persuasion roll.
16.
I'm gonna roll against that. Just no, we rolled an 18 on insight. Salesman, all the same.
I'm telling
And
the truth.
Bursts into, because we had some more donations there. So there's there's a lot of blizzards coming in. People want to see you guys die.
I
3
don't blame them.
blizzards. All right.
The weather outside is frightful, and the blizzards are so delightful. Since there's no place to go, Chaos Chorus says, "Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow."
Right.
So glad I chose absorb elements.
Think. Oof. 3 blizzards. Absorb elements halves it, right? It gives you resistance. It doesn't completely cut it out.
Right. I have it halves it and gives me resistance till the start of my next turn.
Right. How much HP do you have left, Kat? Because we're coming up to the end as well.
I have 10.
There is literally no way you guys can survive 3 blizzards.
How much damage would that be overall, just curiously?
Well, so far I've rolled around 30 damage just for 1 blizzard.
Yeah.
And we got 3 of them.
Yep.
I had 24 health left.
Yeah, no. So as the Winter King bursts into a last absolutely destroying blizzard and the Mourner's Mound battlefield is overtaken by snow, you look up as you start to freeze up on the spot, and you look up in the sky where Ostra, Summer's general, is a shining beacon for Summer, and you hear her, and every other soldier hears her. Oh no, you don't. He's coming. Your sacrifice will not be in vain. And she too bursts into a bright light. You see these 2 forces battling each other. You understand, you realize on some last mote of your consciousness that possibly this whole thing was not so much a grand, victorious campaign, but maybe more of a stalling situation to stall the Winter King for the Summer King himself to come through. And with Aostra's explosion, Mourner's Mound is leveled to the ground. The palisades gone, the blizzard gone, the snow absolutely gone. It is pure destruction as winter and summer clash into each other. And there is a sense of consciousness, if you will. You look around you, you look down upon yourselves, upon your own bodies, and you see that crater that was once Mourner's Mound. You see no Winter King. You see no Aostre. You see no more soldiers. You see no more remains. Just that crater that is slowly starting to sprout. Green patches here and there. Flowers. Vines overgrowing. And patches of flowers stay in specific spots, almost like little memorials, like little monuments to those that have sacrificed their lives. There's a stillness in the air, and then there's birdsong. Mourner's Mound is no longer, but neither is the Winter King. And as things grow, as life perseveres in the Feywild, you feel warm. We have reached the end of our Meatgrinder with a very interesting finale of a weatherman and a salesman battling each other, kind of forgetting about the Winter King. And yeah, that was interesting. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Mecha, what the fuck? A, that wig. B, that whole character concept. Oh my god.
I once played him in a one shot, and he got down to death saves with 1 H, and I managed to roll a d20 for him with 1 HP. I was like, I'll bring him back for a grinder because it's a fun character. He's my little halfling con man.
It was certainly something, and I do hope you had fun as well there. Where can we find you on the internet? And wow.
You can find me at Mechalite Spider on Twitter and twitch.tv/mechaspider, and also here on Fridays for the Masks game at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I'll be playing my character Copycat, where I'll be wearing another wig and another ridiculous costume.
Really cute ears, though.
Amazing ears. Bought them specifically for that game. Yeah.
Oh my god. That was something. Kat, how are you feeling?
Got off a fireball. Can't ask for anything more.
You certainly did.
Yep. It seems starting to become a theme, I think. I'm Kat. I'm a cleric of court. John was a random roll on D&D Beyond. Wanted to see how that went. Yeah, kind of happy with he came out. It was actually supposed to be an onomancy wizard. It's the way D&D Beyond rolled him, but the power of names. Unfortunately, that's not kosher material right now, not printed material, so we didn't get to go there. But yeah, this was fun. Always a blast to come in. It's been a while since we played. I always love playing with you, Lydia. Die, always a blast. Becca, again, good to be at the table with you, with all of you. I love it. I'm at Cleric of Court, and you can see me Tuesdays here for Coriolis by Freelagan, our Firefly Farscape in space. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun.
And I would like to say thank you as well. Sorry, was that a last thing?
I was just going to say thank you, everybody. We busted through that goal. Great Ormond Street Hospital does amazing work. And thank you, everybody, for being so generous.
Absolutely. You were generous. You were absolutely generous to the point where we not just shot past our first goal of £200, but also our second stretch goal. We're at £362 for the Great Ormond Street Hospital for the kids. Thank you so much for that. I know a lot is going on at the moment, and a lot of donations will be necessary and can be used by so many different groups and fractions. So thanks for helping us out here, and for generally just having our back, and for being with us as well today, and for being with us pretty much almost every day in the Discord as well. Thanks for the folks on YouTube watching this. I hope you had a blast too. We had a couple of interesting character concepts. Like I said, leave us a comment below to let us know which one you enjoyed the most, because my god, still can't not stare at Mecha's wig. I think it has a mind of its own. We have, of course, a couple of shows coming up next week as well, or starting tomorrow, but the wall that is usually on Monday is going to be postponed. Is it to Friday? I have lost my little info here. Postponing it to, yeah, next week. But Tuesday is going to be our next show, which is Pendragon's Parish, which is hilarious and has a bag of dildos. I think that says everything I need to sell that bloody show. It's fucking hilarious. I love it. Of course, you can catch me on Gala of the Damned, DM'd by the lovely Gabe James Games on Wednesday. You can see me, or hear me maybe, doing Tech Monkey Kobold number 7 for Dr. RPG on Friday this week with Noir Enigma, which is your little self-help, sort of guided self-help show with Dr. RPG. We also accept donations for that show, by the way. It's going to Black Girls Code, which is a charity we supported over one of our last Meatgrinders, and they've been absolutely amazing to work with. So if you want to help us out again for Black Girls Code, then please join in on Friday. We're going to sign off at this point because my dog is behind me screaming for a walk. But thank you to all my lovely players. We're gonna play you out with our trailers for next week. Bye.